week. They lost to the Falcons 2 weeks ago, 15-10. Dave Campo and the Cowboys losing at home last Sunday to the 49ers, 41-24. The Cowboys have won the toss. Michael Wiley, the rookie out of Ohio State, back deep along with Jason Tucker, as former Cowboy Richie Cunningham gets things started for the Panthers. This is Tucker from the 7. And Jason Tucker is upended at the 17-yard line by special team star Chris Hetherington. 10-yard return by Tucker as Troy Aikman leads the Cowboys offense onto the field. Aikman returned last week after missing 2 starts due to a concussion. 3 perennial Pro Bowlers up front for the Cowboys. Evan Smith with fullback Robert Thomas, McKnight and Ismail, the wide receivers, and the tight end is David LaFleur. Cowboys start from their own 18-yard line. Evan Smith, big hole up the middle, picks up a first down before Reggie White made the tackle, a gain of 11 for Smith, who was held to just 31 yards on the ground last week by the 49ers. Panthers ranked 25th defensively. Jay Williams starting for the injured Chuck Smith. Lester Towns in the middle, the rookie out of Washington. Evans and Davis, the corners. Robinson and Minter are the safeties. 1st and 10 Cowboys from the 29. Aikman off the pump fake, can't find anyone, and throws it away with Sean Gilbert applying pressure.
Yeah, and that's one of the good things the Carolina defense has got back is Sean Gilbert coming off of a groin injury, and he is a big force at the middle in there. You saw, though, the Cowboys offensive line did a nice job of giving Aikman protection, but you can only hold that ball so long before a guy like Gilbert or Reggie White or Eric Swan is going to break through.
2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Up the middle, Emmitt Smith out to the 34. A gain of 5 yards, setting up 3rd and 5.
And on that play there, what the Cowboys were doing is they were trying to use the Panthers' pass rush, their upfield movement, especially Sean Gilbert, against them. So you run that draw in a pass situation. You get that pressure coming upfield, and before you know it, that running back is run right on by you. Look at Gilbert. See how far he penetrates? It creates an inverted hole in the line of scrimmage.
3 wide receivers for the Cowboys on 3rd and 5. And Aikman's pass was batted down at the line. Reggie White got a piece of it.
Now, Kenny, this is exactly what we talked about. Aikman's not the problem. First of all, there are no receivers open downfield at all. And his receivers, again, been plagued with injury and inconsistency. Here's James McKnight. Watch the coverage here. There's no place for Troy Aikman to throw this football. Look at the coverage is right on top of him, and that's the way it was all the way across the field. Down here, Ismail, look at Eric Davis. Look at the coverage he's got there.
Micah Noor's punt takes a Panther bounce. Good field position for Carolina when we return. Early 1st quarter from Charlotte. Back in Charlotte, Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Early 1st quarter. Carolina Panthers will start from their own 43-yard line, with the former Cowboy Steve Berline starting his 32nd consecutive game. The tight end Wesley Walls in motion. On 1st down, Berline's pass is caught at midfield by Donald Hayes. Felipe Sparks made the tackle for the Cowboys after a gain of 8 yards.
And that cornerback position has been an embattled area for the Cowboys defense. They had Kareem Larimore, a rookie, starting there until last week. He got lit up so badly that they replaced him with Felipe Sparks. Sparks starting out kind of shaky so far.
On 2nd and 3, Biakabatuka picks up the first down and more. He loses the football, and the Cowboys have recovered. Chad Hennings recovers the Biakabatuka fumble, and the Cowboys get it right back.
And this is why you never stop running to the football. It looked like the same old thing for the Cowboys defense. Biakabatuka runs the cutback and opens it up, but watch McNeil, Ryan McNeil comes in, he strips the ball, and Hennings, because he's running to the play, makes the recovery, and the Cowboys have got it back. Integrity, each defensive player staying where he's supposed to. That's the problem with this cutback play for the Dallas defense. Biakabatuka takes advantage of an empty gap, but Ryan McNeil comes up with a huge play for the Cowboys.
From the 39-yard line, Chris Warren, as the Cowboys go with both Emmitt Smith and Chris Warren in the backfield simultaneously, and Warren picks up the first down in Panthers territory.
Whenever you see a running back get to the corner like that, you know something happened. Watch this block by David Fuller. Watch him. He grabs Jason Peter. He's lucky he doesn't get called for holding, because he just takes him down. Looked like WCW.
And a pickup of 12 yards by Warren. From the Panthers 49, Emmitt Smith up the middle. Another big hole down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 7 before Tim Morabito made the tackle.
And this right here, Kenny, we talked about this Cowboys offensive line needing to control the line of scrimmage. They're doing it. Watch them open up this hole. Look at Stepnowski. Look at Larry Allen. I mean, there is a huge hole in there for Emmitt Smith. Watch this thing open up. Pretty.
Emmitt averaging 8 yards per carry. The give again is to Smith, and he picks up another Cowboys first down to the Panthers 37.
One of the things you have to understand about this Panthers defense, they really have two different defenses. One defense is when Eric Swan and Reggie White are in the game. And when those two guys are in there, they are such a dominating force still, despite the injuries, despite the age, that they're a much more solid defense with these big guys in there.
From the 37, Emmitt Smith, good second effort, down to the Carolina 30-yard line. Emmitt gained 7 more before he was brought down by Lester Towns.
And this is old-fashioned football. What the Cowboys are doing right now is they are controlling the line of scrimmage. They're opening up holes. They're blowing defenders back. And if you can do that, you can not only move the ball downfield and score, you can rest your defense, which is something the Cowboys have not done this season at all.
They are last in the NFL in time of possession. Only 24 minutes per game. Emmitt Smith again. A gain of 2. Sean Gilbert made the stop. As we send it out to Los Angeles, James Brown at the Fox Network Center.
Kenny and Tim, you know the Lions have not been in an offensive groove. They are here as Bat steps up, finds Jermaine Crowell, 9-yard strike. Lions on top 7-0. This, of course, this type of celebration, that's allowed by the league. Not taunting at all, similar to the Lambeau Leap. I know Kenny Albert can jump that high as well. Back to Kenny and Tim.
JB, Kenny Albert cannot jump that high. He has trouble getting up on top of a footstool.
I would agree.
And Emmitt Smith is the player, the Cowboys player, who's down on the field right now. Here he is. And I don't know if his knee doesn't get twisted. His leg is certainly twisted underneath this pile. Whoa. It reached back the way it almost looked like, you know, he might have done something to his glutamus.
So Emmitt Smith remains down. Emmitt off to an outstanding start here in the first quarter. Cowboys on the move, still scoreless. Emmitt Smith walked off under his own power to the Cowboys sidelines.
And a good thing for the Cowboys is they've got this guy, Chris Warren, to step in and replace him.
On 3rd and 2, this is Warren. And he did not have enough for the first down. Dean Wells wrapped him up, so it will be 4th and 1 for the Cowboys.
Oh, this is just great play up front. And it starts with Sean Gilbert, because when you have short yardage, you've got to penetrate. Watch Gilbert. Look at the penetration he gets up into the line of scrimmage. And then Dean Wells can come and clean up and stop this from becoming a first down. Cowboys are going to go for it.
The Cowboys on 4th down this year are 5 for 6. 4th at 1.5 yards. Off the end around, Rocket Ismail. Nowhere to go, and he is stopped a yard short. Again, Dean Wells, using his speed, made the tackle.
Yeah, but again, there's another Carolina Panther out front who contains this thing, and it's linebacker Lee Woodall. Woodall does an outstanding job, and look, he's got to take on Larry Allen. You're going to see Woodall to the left side of the screen. Watch him here. Look at that. Look at him battle Larry Allen. He stays, he uses the sideline and lets the rest of the Panthers defenders catch up.
Looking for a little more excitement this season? Enjoy the most football with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket at Circuit City. You'll get up to 13 games every Sunday, and right now you can save up to $400. Get your DirecTV system at Circuit City. Subscribe to Total Choice Platinum Programming and NFL Sunday Ticket.
Biakabatuka fumbled on his first carry today. He also fumbled the last time he touched the ball 2 weeks ago against the Falcons. He had 2 weeks to think about that turnover, and then he fumbled again after he was stripped by Ryan McNeil. This time, Biakabatuka holds on to the football as he gains 4 yards to the 33 before he was taken down by George Teague. Panthers ranked 10th in the league offensively. Verline, a former Cowboy, spent 2 seasons in Dallas back in the early 90s. Garcia in the middle. Biakabatuka with William Floyd. Muhammad and Hayes are the wideouts. And the tight end is Wesley Walls. 2nd and 6, Muhammad in motion. The pitch back to Biakabatuka, cutting left. And he is forced out of bounds, just shy of the first down marker. Run out by Darren Woodson. Cowboys, as we mentioned in the open, last in the league against the run. Brandon Noble getting the start for Leon Lett today. Wortham starting for the injured Dat Wynn in the middle. And Felipe Sparks making his first start as a Cowboy, replacing rookie Kareem Larimore. Johnny Greer, our referee in his 20th NFL season. 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Panthers. No score midway through the first quarter from Charlotte. 2 tight ends set. On 3rd and 1, it's Biakabatuka, and he leans across the 40 to the 42 for the Panther first down.
Great second effort by Biakabatuka.
And once again, for another NFL game break, JB, take it away.
Kenny and Tim, didn't take the Vikings long to answer Detroit's score. Take a look, Moss in motion, man coverage. Guess what? 61 yards later, it's a touchdown. Moss and the Vikings have it all tied at 7. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Thanks, JP. That's exactly what we heard on the pregame show. Pam Oliver did a great piece on this young guy, Dante Culpepper, and connecting with Randy Moss.
Gone. The slant is caught. Biakabatuka fumbles again, but the ball landed out of bounds.
Well, if they don't do something with Biakabatuka, I'll be surprised. I mean, because as good as he is, that's the second time he's put the ball on the ground, and they're taking him out. They're going to keep him out. This is like a run play. It's just a quick hitch pass, and you force the defender to come up and tackle you in the open field. Lucky for Biakabatuka, this ball goes out of bounds. He's on the sideline.
Replaced by Brad Hoover. the rookie out of Western Carolina, number 45. This is Hoover up to the 48-yard line on his 5th carry of the season. Ryan McNeil came up to make the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you what the Panthers are doing. First of all, they are running the football. And I know it's a passing offense, but they've got 5 runs, only 2 passes so far, and they're attacking the outside of the Cowboys defense. They're bouncing the thing back, and they're forcing Ryan McNeil and the other safeties and defensive backs to come up and try to make tackles on the perimeter.
2 tight ends of the game, 3rd down and 3. And Berline's pass is broken up. Terrific play by Felipe Sparks. Got a piece of it. Pass intended for Muhsin Muhammad.
Well, it's a nice job by Felipe Sparks. This ball is thrown a little bit behind Muhammad. Watch Muhammad break to the inside. He's going to have to come back for this ball, and that enables Sparks to catch up and slap it down. But it's a nice comeback by Sparks.
Jason Tucker awaiting Ken Walters' first punt of the day. And a fair catch called for at the 15-yard line. 36-yard punt by Walter. Back in Charlotte, late first quarter with no score. Emmitt Smith has returned after suffering a sprained left knee and sprained left ankle during the Cowboys' last series.
And if the Cowboys, who still have playoff aspirations, we saw Jerry Jones this morning, he said, hey, we still have hope for playoffs. If they're going to have them, they need guys like Emmitt Smith to play with injury and play with pain.
3 wide receivers on first down. And Aikman's pass incomplete. He was looking for James McKnight.
You know, Kenny, when we talked right at the beginning of this game, we said that the Cowboys have got 3 elements to this offense, and one is Aikman, and Aikman was pretty good last week if you watch him on film. Then the offensive line needed to give him protection. They've done that so far today. The other element, though, is these receivers have got to get open, and McKnight was just covered right up on that last play.
On 2nd and 10, Emmitt Smith gains 5 yards out to the 20. Eugene Robinson made the tackle, setting up 3rd down and 5.
And again, I mean, this offensive, I think this O-line for the Cowboys was challenged last week. If you watch these guys here, you watch Big Larry Allen work there, and look at the hole that they open up for Emmitt Smith. And look at Stepnowski downfield. He's laying a guy on his back.
Emmitt Smith comes out on 3rd and 5. Aikman taken down for the 2nd time today. Eric Swan with his first sack of the season.
Well, Eric Swan is working on Solomon Page, and the Cowboys make a mistake by trying to have Page block him one-on-one. And look what Swan does. He knocks his helmet right off his head, blasts through, and sacks Troy Aikman. Remember I said before, when Swan and White are in the game, this is a different defense.
Swan's first career sack was also against the Cowboys and Troy Aikman as a member of the Arizona Cardinals.
How did you know that?
Didn't you know? Here's Michael Bates into Cowboys territory, setting up terrific field position once again for the Panthers following the 47-yard punt. Well, Tim, coming up next, it's the second part of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, as 2 of the top teams in the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Redskins, get together.
You know, that was a great piece on the pregame show where Howie Long went up and talked to those guys in Washington. And it was a great point because he said, look, everyone treats you guys like you're the champion. So everyone comes especially prepared to play when they face the Washington Redskins. That's going to be a great game.
Here's Bianca Batuka. Works his way to the Cowboys 43, a pickup of 4 yards on first down.
You know, that's a run that is an attitude run, because this Carolina Panthers team, their best running is to the outside. That's where Biakabatuka is most dangerous. When he's out in space, what they just said on that last run was, we're also not going to hesitate to run straight at you.
Second and 6 from the Cowboys 43. An empty backfield for the Panthers. Quick drop by Berline, and the pass is caught. First down, Wesley Walls, the tight end, down to the Dallas 31-yard line.
Well, this is tough duty for Darren Hambrick. He's got to cover one of the best tight ends in football in Wesley Walls. And there really aren't any linebackers that can cover this guy man-to-man. Now, most of the time today, Darren Woodson, who is a safety, will be locked on to Wesley Walls. And Woodson, he's confident. He feels like he can shut this guy down. I don't know.
Walls has gone to the Pro Bowl the last 4 years. Berline on first down. Biakabatuka down to the Dallas 27, a 4-yard pickup. Darren Hambrick made the stop.
Yeah, Hambrick did a nice job of smelling that out and getting between the blockers to make that play. Now, this is really the Cowboys defense so far. When you think about it, they started out, they had a big run against them, and they got a fumble. And then the next series the Panthers got it, they shut them down. Now they're in their own territory. This is going to be a big test for this group if they really have gotten better. They said they worked on fundamentals all week.
They've allowed over 40 points twice in 4 games. On second and 6, Biakabatuka looks to cut it back inside and picks up 4 more yards down to the Dallas 23. Dexter Coakley made the tackle. It will be 3rd and 2.
And I think the Cowboys should be better on the run just because of X's and O's today, Kenny. They took Felipe Sparks, they replaced the rookie, and they're going to make Sparks cover some guys one-on-one. They're not going to roll safeties over the top to give him help. And that means Darren Woodson is going to be free, the safety, to get up in the line of scrimmage to build those 8-man fronts.
On 3rd and 2, Biakabatuka looks like he picked it up. Dexter Coakley made the tackle. Well, he may have been stopped just short. We'll see where the officials spot it. Yeah, Biakabatuka stopped about a half-yard shy of the first down.
And they did this, Kenny. We just talked about an 8-man front. 8-man, watch, here's the 8th man. It's George Teague, the safety. Now he comes up, and what that means, there are only 7 blockers, and there are 8 defenders. That means there has to be 1 guy free to make the play.
Biakabatuka, first down, Panthers. The Panthers defense stopped the Cowboys on 4th down, but Biakabatuka able to pick up the first down, moving the chains for the Panthers.
And now, Kenny, this is an attitude play, and they run this thing right over Matt Campbell, their left guard. Watch the penetrate, watch the push he gets on Leon Lett, and look at the hole he creates for this first down. That's attitude. It's 4th and short. We're going to knock you off the ball. Matt Campbell did it.
Time winding down in this first quarter. Penalty flag. Penalty marker on first down. The first quarter has come to an end. Our first penalty of the game.
There's no infraction on the play. The clock ran out prior to the foul. That's the end of the first quarter.
We are scoreless in Charlotte. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station.
That really has been. The Panthers offense has also been pretty effective throwing the ball. And don't forget, they're in the red zone now. This is where Steve Berline likes to look for his tight end, Wesley Walls. There he is.
On 1st and 10, Berline to the outside. He was looking for Walls, who wanted a penalty flag. Darren Woodson on the coverage.
And this is exactly what we talked about only moments ago. Wesley Walls is the favorite target. Darren Woodson is one of the best safeties in the game. And he's not a linebacker, folks. He's a safety. That means he has the quickness and the reaction and the coverage ability to stay with even a great player like Walls.
Woodson told us yesterday, I take it personally playing against tight ends. And he was looking forward to the matchup with Walls. On 2nd and 10, Biakabatuka cutting to the outside. Forced out of bounds at the 2-yard line, an 18-yard pickup.
Kenny, look, I hate to single out one guy, but I'll be surprised if Greg Ellis stays in the game after this. Look at Ellis here. He's got the outside. He's on a tight end, and he just drives the tight end. But you've got to be able to come off the block and make the play. Defensive end is where the Cowboys defense has struggled so badly so far this season in stopping the run. It's hard. I mean, look, I hate to be critical of Ellis because he had his guy, he drove him down.
1st and goal from the 2, William Floyd, the fullback. And Floyd was stopped just shy of the goal line.
And they're running at Greg Ellis, because when you get a guy like that, the way they did on the last run, you go at him again. This time Ellis does a nice job. He closes the hole down just in time. Well, that looked like a touchdown to me.
3 tight ends in the game for the Panthers. 2nd and goal. Burline lofting it, corner of the end zone. He threw it away.
Boy, this is a sign of a true passing team, right? I mean, 2nd and goal on the inch line, and you try to throw a pass, but the Cowboys defense did a super job. Watch the coverage here on Wesley Walls. That's Izell Reese, again, a safety on a tight end, so he has the quickness to react and stay with him. And then Brandon Noble for the Cowboys did a great job pressuring Burline.
3 tight end set. Floyd, the lone back. William Floyd. No signal as of yet.
No, I don't think he got in. And Darren Woodson just came up and filled that play perfectly along with Dexter Coakley. And they definitely stopped him short.
So now Biakabatuka, who was out of the game on 2nd and 3rd downs.
All right, look at Woodson. Look at that. That's perfect goal line play.
And Biakabatuka has replaced Floyd in the backfield. 4th and goal. Biakabatuka. Touchdown.
Boy, I got to tell you, that is a big win on the line of scrimmage by the left side of the Panthers line. Watch this here. Watch Campbell and the tackle. Look at that movement. Look at that hole. I mean, that is an enormous hole by Clarence Jones and Matt Campbell. They blasted the line of scrimmage.
Richie Cunningham adds the point after on 4th and goal. 2nd touchdown of the year for Biakabatuka.
Night
provides no ambient illumination.
is scary.
Yet objects give off energy in the form of heat.
It would be amazing if you could see what's out there.
DeVille DTS thermal detection system with a head-up display projects images of the road ahead.
Beyond the range of your headlamps.
Touchdown run. A 12-play, 47-yard drive. Cunningham's kickoff taken at the 2 by Jason Tucker. Tucker across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Rookie Rashard Anderson made the special teams tackle. Well, James Cameron, the director of The Terminator, brings you his new series, Dark Angel. The 2-hour premiere kicks off Tuesday at 9, 8 Central, after the season premieres of that 70s show and Titus, right here on Fox.
She's like a female Terminator type character, right?
Well, James Cameron is at it again. Troy Aikman has not completed a pass today. He's 0 for 2, and he's been sacked twice. There's his first completion up to the 31-yard line, a gain of 5. James McKnight, who caught a career-high 6 passes last week. Doug Evans forced him out.
You know, Doug Evans is the guy that the Cowboys felt if they could take advantage of a cornerback, it would be him. Eric Davis on the other side has really revived his career.
Emmitt Smith on 2nd and 5 up the middle. Stopped about a yard shy of the first down marker by Lester Towns. 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys need more than anything, not only to get some drive going here and rest at defense, they got to score because they don't want to get in a situation they were last week with the 49ers. They dropped behind by 2 touchdowns, and suddenly they were forced to pass the ball.
On 3rd and 1, Cowboys move the chains. Emmitt Smith up to the 40. Jay Williams, starting for the injured Chuck Smith, brought him down.
And Kenny, whenever you need 1 yard and it's 3rd down and you're the Cowboys, you know where they're going to go. They're going to run right behind Larry Allen. He's still one of the best, if not the best, offensive lineman in the game of football. And so you know he's going to give you a hole.
From the 40, Aikman swings it out to Smith. Lee Woodall chased him down. A gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Cowboys.
And the ills the Cowboys have had with the passing game haven't been because of protection. Watch Allen right here working on Lucas. And that's perfect. I mean, you're an offensive lineman, and that guy didn't even get a sniff of Aikman.
Now Lucas promoted from the practice squad just yesterday, playing in his first NFL game.
That's tough duty right there.
Going up against a 5-time Pro Bowler. On 2nd down, Rocket Ismail makes the catch. Nice tackle by Mike Minter, stopping Ismail about a yard and a half shy of the first down marker. First catch of the game for the former Carolina Panther, Rocket Ismail.
And this is the kind of timing in the passing game that if the Cowboys are going to succeed today and this season, they've got to have it. Ismail on the slant pass right here, and Aikman just drops it in there perfectly right underneath the coverage. You know, he had that going with Ismail and Galloway in the preseason. Galloway's out, and Ismail's been hurt all year.
The pitch to Chris Warren on 3rd and 1, and he is stopped 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Minter.
I tell you, this Panthers defense has been really good today in critical situations, especially on the perimeter. We saw Lee Woodall make a great play earlier, and watch Minter on this one here. Minter comes up, Ismail tries to block him. Minter says, "Get out of here."
It is Eric Davis, not Michael Bates, back deep for the Panthers. Bates had been returning punts this season. Davis backpedaling, and then takes it out to the 2-yard line. Chris Akins downfield on special teams for the Cowboys. Panthers leading the Cowboys 7-0.
And Kenny, the Carolina defense has come up big today in some short yardage situations. There's a 3rd and 1 earlier in the day. Mike Wells on the tackle. Watch Lee Woodall. Drives Larry Allen back. Defense catches up on the perimeter. Stop him. And then on this last play here, beautiful play by Mike Minter. Sheds the block like it's not even there and makes the tackle behind the line.
And when the punt came down, it deflected off the right hand of Davis, so he was forced to play it, bring it out of the end zone, setting up 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line for the Panthers. Lonzo Spellman a bit over anxious.
That looked like Steve Berline got him with a hard count.
Encroachment. Defense. Still 1st down.
You know, one thing, Alonzo, let's watch Berline's head. Let's look for the emphasis on the snap. You see that? Now that I've seen that called as offsides by the quarterback. That's a hard count, and he's really not allowed to move his head the way that he did. But if you can get away with it.
On 1st and 5, Berline with loads of time, but could not find anyone. Terrific coverage by the Cowboys secondary.
Kenny, this is exactly what the Atlanta Falcons did to the Panthers in their last game. They dropped everybody into coverage.
And intentional grounding on Berline.
Yeah, they dropped, so that's going to loss it down and take it halfway back to the end zone.
Intentional grounding. Number 7, offense. That's also a loss of down. 2nd down.
Look at this. This is what the Cowboys did. They get coverage all the way across the field. Here's Felipe Sparks. He's got good coverage there. Here's the other side, Donald Hayes. Here's Ryan McNeil. He's got coverage there. A little bit of a grab and hold. And so if you can cover and Berline has no receivers, ultimately Brandon Noble and the other defensive linemen are going to get there.
Berline from the end zone to Muhammad. Up to the 11-yard line. Ryan McNeil made the stop. A gain of 10, so the Panthers with some breathing room. And it will be 3rd down and 1.
And that's the kind of play that makes Muhsin Muhammad valuable to this offense. He's a big physical receiver. And you run him in that slant pattern, he gets inside position, you just dish him the ball.
Muhammad, the Panthers' leading receiver. He led the NFC last year with 96 receptions. On 3rd and 1, Bianca Matuka is stopped. Baron Wortham, the middle linebacker, the first Cowboy to wrap up Bianca Matuka.
Well, this is outstanding pressure by Brandon Noble. You know, whenever you see one guy make the play, a lot of times a play like this, you know, watch Noble right here. Watch the penetration. I'm sorry, right there. Look at the penetration Noble gets, and he forces the cutback, and then the linebacker's there to make the play.
Ken Walter, and the snap goes over his head. It's a safety. The Panthers had all kinds of problems on special teams against Atlanta 2 weeks ago. And the snap from Brian Kinchin could not be handled by the punter, Ken Walter.
The Panthers pretty much self-destructed in their last game here against the Atlanta Falcons, and it looks like they may be doing the same thing again. It was a good snap, just a mishandle by the punter.
To the Panthers punter who could not handle the snap. Interesting, Tim, during the off week, Walter underwent surgery on his right biceps tendon to relieve irritation on his shoulder, and you wonder if that shoulder problem had anything to do with Walter not being able to handle the snap. The free kick is taken by Tucker at the 29. Good coverage. Terrific coverage by the Panthers. Ray Green downfield to make the stop. And a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 44 of the kicking team, with a headbutt. First down.
Chris Hetherington, the backup fullback. Called for a headbutt.
So the Cowboys start from their own 48-yard line, trailing the Panthers 7-2. With just over 7 minutes remaining in the first half from Charlotte. The inside handoff to Chris Warren, and he pulls his way forward to the Carolina 46, a gain of 6 yards. As we send it back to James Brown of the Fox Network Center.
Kenny and Tim in a game of giants. It's the Titans who are bigger right now. Eddie George, I left formation, 7 yards to pay dirt. Tennessee on top 14-0, 8:18 left in the second period of play. Kenny and Tim.
And thanks, JB. That's exactly what Chris Collinsworth talked about in the pregame show. He said Eddie George was just going to run that defense, that Giants defense, ragged.
On 2nd and 4, Emmitt Smith down to the 43-yard line. Stopped 1 yard shy of the marker. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Cowboys, who trail 7-2. Cowboys, excuse me, Tim, record of 1-3. Their only win on Monday night against Washington. And then they were beaten by the 49ers last Sunday.
And they are being very patient with this running game. They have run the ball 15 times and only thrown it 7 today.
Again, it's Warren on the inside handoff. Check that. It's the fullback, Robert Thomas. Thomas with his first carry of the day, and he picks up the first down.
And where do they run it? It's just what I said before. You need a yard. So you're going to take it right behind Larry Allen. And that is it's money for the Cowboys. Watch. Look at Allen right there. Look at the block. He blocks the lineman, and then he pancakes a linebacker. Watch him. Look at him. He chips Sean Gilbert. Now watch the Panther go down. Boop. Right on his back.
From the Carolina 34. Emmitt Smith wrapped up in a late hit. Penalty flag. Smith was hit out of bounds by Hannibal Navies, who's playing in his first game this season, coming back from knee surgery.
And Navies was the guy who just got flattened by Larry Allen on the last play.
Personal foul. Defense. Unnecessary roughness. First down.
That's a judgment call, and I don't know. I mean, Navies wrapped Smith around the waist, and he kind of flung him down when they were already out of bounds, and that's why the officials called it. Watch, here's Navies right here. Watch him now. It's this right here when he whips him down to the ground, and that's what causes the officials, because basically once he's out of bounds, they want Navies just, hey, let go. Don't whip the guy around and slam him.
Cowboys have picked up 33 yards this drive. 2 personal fouls. Aikman looking end zone.
Yeah.
There's a flag, another one. Doug Evans wrapped up James McKnight.
And you know what, Kenny? This starts out again. That offensive line gave Aikman such good protection that he didn't even have to flinch in that pocket. He stood there in that pocket. They gave him a throwing lane.
There's no infraction on the play for defensive interference. Both players were playing the ball, and we had incidental contact. Second down.
Well, we'll have to take a look at this. The flag's being picked up. Doug Evans, the guy they said they wanted to go after. Yep, Doug Evans turns, and he saves himself by turning and playing the ball. And then when his feet trip up McKnight, that's not pass interference. That's a good call by the officials. I know Dallas fans don't like it, but that's the way the rules read.
Incidental contact. 2nd and 10. Another penalty marker. Emmitt Smith cutting up the middle. Down to the 15-yard line, a gain of 4. This will force the Cowboys back.
So Kenny, people have talked about the Cowboys' trouble defensively stopping the run, and George Seifert Panthers have had trouble stopping the run as well.
Number 76, offense, lined up on the end of the line and failed to report. Still second down.
And that's Flozell Adams, and that wouldn't be his fault. That's the responsibility of the wide receiver on the open side of the line to cover him up, to be down on the line of scrimmage.
But there must be a receiver, a wide receiver, or a tight end at both ends of the line. 2nd and 15. Aikman dumps it off. Emmitt Smith has some running room. Tripped up inside the 10. Eugene Robinson made the stop, a gain of 14 yards.
Kenny, remember before I said they used Sean Gilbert's aggressiveness upfield against him? Watch what they do to Reggie White. White's coming upfield. Eric Williams just dodges down, trips him up, and Aikman dumps the ball and a screen pass right over the top of his head. Now watch this blocking out front. Look at Stepnowski, bang. Page, bang. Larry Allen, these guys, especially Stepnowski and Allen, are so good blocking in space.
3rd down and 1 for the Cowboys from the 10-yard line. It's the fullback, Thomas. Looks to have the first down.
Did you see Thomas just grinding his legs? He looked like a broken kid's toy. That was beautiful. Hey, what? You know what?
Or a guy in the cartoons who runs off the cliff.
I know it. I think the Panthers figured it out, though. They figured it was a short yardage situation. Hey, they're going to run behind Larry Allen. That's exactly what they do. Allen right there. And watch his legs go. That's what you got to do. Just keep going.
Thomas, a former linebacker, made the conversion to the offensive side of the ball last year. 1st and goal. Cutting to the outside and into the end zone. Emmitt Smith.
What a move.
His 150th career touchdown, and the Cowboys will go for 2. Only Jerry Rice has scored more touchdowns in NFL history than Emmitt Smith.
And if you wonder if Emmitt Smith still's got any tricks up his sleeve, watch this move. Look what he does to Doug Evans. He lowers his shoulder like he's going to come at him. He shakes him and runs untouched into the end zone. He's still got it. Don't forget, he sprained his ankle and his knee earlier in this game.
Carolina, number 1.
Panthers call timeout as the Cowboys set up the 2-point conversion. They lead by 1. It's Dallas 8, Carolina 7.
You've always trusted us with your letters, your bills, your packages. Now, we're bringing the security and confidence of the real world into the virtual one. Introducing the U.S. Postal Service's e-bill pay. Enroll now to receive, pay, and send your bills online with the service you already know and trust.
Fly like an eagle into the future.
Seville STS. The power of and, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
The real key to the Vikings-Rams game is the quarterback.
Here we go.
The quarterback is the heart and soul of any good team. Because the quarterback...
Ew, gross.
JP, I got something in my teeth.
Don't miss the wildest hour of pregame coverage in the business, featuring Julian Barbery's forecast and Jimmy Kimmel's upset special on America's most animated pregame show. Don't miss the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show next week.
you ever wake up in the middle of the night thinking somebody was in your house? Suppose that all those times you thought you heard a footstep, you really did.
From the creators of the Blair Witch Project. Freaky Links premieres at 9, 8 Central, Fox, Friday.
Kenny, we saw Terrell Owens on our pregame show talking about himself. This is how you celebrate. You see that? Emmitt Smith slapping 5 with Mike Minter. That's mutual respect. That's sportsmanship, and that's how it's done.
Cowboys going for 2. Aikman into the end zone. Jackie Harris for the 2-point conversion.
That was beautifully done by Jackie Harris, because what he has to do is sell himself initially as a blocker. He's got to make the defensive players think that he's not involved in the pass play, and then he's got to sneak out behind him, and he does it perfectly. Nice protection again. It starts up front. Look at those big guys work.
In essence, a 10-point possession by the Cowboys. The safety, they got the ball on the free kick. Touchdown plus a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and really, you have to credit this offensive line for controlling the line of scrimmage, opening up holes for Emmitt Smith, and giving Troy Aikman the time that he's needed.
So the Cowboys out on top by 3 points, 2.5 remaining in this second quarter from Ericsson Stadium in Charlotte. Micah Noor, the rookie punter, also handles the kickoffs. Michael Bates back deep along with Isaac Byrd, the former Tennessee Titan. And this is Bates, who brought one back for a touchdown earlier this year against the Redskins. He's the leading kick return man in the NFL, and he is tripped up at the 29-yard line. Terrific special teams coverage. Orantes Grant made the stop after a 26-yard return by Bates. Well, Tim, the race for the World Series on Fox begins as the New York Yankees continue their quest for a 3rd straight World Series title as they play Game 2 of their American League Division Series this Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox against a yet-to-be-determined opponent, either the White Sox, the Athletics, or the Mariners. On first down from the 28-yard line, Bianca Matuka is forced back by Brandon Noble.
And I know they put Brandon Noble in there to stop the run. He's had a big day today, Kenny. We've seen him in the backfield. We've seen him slashing up through the line of scrimmage, and we've seen him controlling his guy on the line of scrimmage. He gets a double team here. He splits it, comes off of it, and helps make this tackle.
Herline takes off on second down, slides to the 37-yard line. Panther fans wanted a late hit, but no flags as we hit the 2-minute warning. With the Cowboys leading the Panthers 10-7. With 1:55 remaining, second quarter. Dallas Cowboys leading the Carolina Panthers 10-7. 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Panthers. From their own 36-yard line. Herline to Bianca Matuka. And he picks up the first down and more into Cowboys territory to the Dallas 49, a gain of 15 yards before Dexter Coakley brought him down.
And this is where Bianca Matuka is so dangerous. Remember what I said? On the perimeter, in space.
Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining. Herline on first down over the top to William Floyd. Another Carolina first down to the Dallas 34, a gain of 15 more yards.
William Floyd made the Dallas defenders look like 10 pins.
Floyd shaken up on the play. He wants to stay in the game. Bianca Matuka down to the 28 with under a minute remaining in the half. Panthers with 2 timeouts. They use one of them right here. Now Floyd comes out, replaced by Chris Hetherington.
Take a look at the previous play. This is just the identity of the West Coast offense. A short pass underneath, an angle route to the wide receiver. He takes a shot right on his leg from Ryan McNeil.
With 48 seconds remaining in the first half, we remind you coming up at halftime, the Visa Halftime Report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris as they bring you scores and highlights from around the National Football League. Week 5 of the 2000 season, plus the Fox Sports ticker with up to the second stats.
No, it's interesting. This Panthers offense has been relying on the run all game. They've used it. Now they're in a 2-minute situation. And look how effective Steve Berline is marching this offense right down the field with the pass.
2nd and 4 from the 28. Off the play fake. Berline in trouble. Taken down. First sack of the game for the Cowboys. 2nd sack of the year for Pepe Zellner.
Yeah, and Kenny, remember how I said whenever one defender makes a play, usually there's another one. Watch Alonzo Spellman. Look at Spellman right here. Spellman has great pressure. He forces Berline to step up right into the arms of Pepe Zellner. Now, Zellner does a good job, too. They got a stun on, and Zellner's got to get there as well. But it's really Spellman's outside rush that forces this sack.
And the Panthers have used their final timeout with 38 seconds remaining in the half. Zellner, a 4th-round pick last year out of Fort Valley State.
You want to talk about a success story. Alonzo Spellman, who really struggled in his personal life a couple years ago, has really turned everything around for himself. He's found a home in Dallas, and he's got things in very good shape on the field and off the field as well.
The former Chicago Bear, who was out of football 2 years ago. On 3rd and 12, play action. Berline to Wesley Walls. Walls battles forward to the 22-yard line. He picks up a first down. Clock continues to run.
Defenses can never forget about Wesley Walls.
A gain of 14 yards. Here's Berline to Muhammad through his hands.
If you forget about Walls, that previous play is exactly what's going to happen. You know, in a 2-minute offense, the focus shifts to the wide receivers and the perimeter of the field. But Walls is just as dangerous as a wide receiver.
And he is averaging over 15 yards per reception this year.
Well, Steve Berline will force the ball into Walls. Even in double coverage, I've seen Berline on film just toss that ball right in there.
Off the play fake. Berline can't find anyone. And he throws it out of bounds with 7 seconds to go.
And that's just good coverage by the Cowboys. Again, this is exactly what the Falcons did last week. In fact, the Cowboys only rush 3 men on that play. Look at the coverage. There's Darren Woodson doing what he said he would.
And now the former Cowboy Richie Cunningham will attempt a 39-yard field goal. Ken Walter is the holder. And Cunningham's kick just makes it through, just inside the right upright. So Cunningham, who set a Cowboys record 3 years ago with 34 field goals during the '97 season, connects, tying the score at 10 with 2 seconds remaining in the half.
One thing the Panthers offense has done on this last drive is they have created real problems for the Cowboys defensive adjustments at halftime. because they ran the ball effectively all throughout the game. Now suddenly in this 2-minute drill, we've seen they can also throw the ball effectively.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Chris, and Howie with scores and highlights from around the National Football League. The Visa Halftime Report is coming up momentarily. Squib kick by Cunningham. Robert Thomas falls on it as time expires in this first half here in Charlotte, with the Cowboys and the Panthers tied at 10. Hold on, 1 second still remains. 1 second on the clock. Clock did not start until Thomas fell on the football. So Troy Aikman and the Cowboys offense with time for one play.
Well, Troy Aikman was telling us yesterday, I said, is there anything you can't do that you used to be able to do? And he said, well, I can't throw. I used to be able to throw the ball 75 yards, and I don't think I could quite throw it that far. But, you know, when do you have to throw it 75 yards? Well, right now he's going to have to throw it about
51,
65 by the time he drops back to get it to the end zone.
Here's Aikman. Airing it out. Jump ball. And it's picked off. Intercepted in the end zone by Eric Davis. His second pick of the year. Only the second Panthers interception this season. Now the clock has wound all the way down. The Visa Halftime Report is...
The run game is working for him. Emmitt Smith averaging 5.7 yards a carry. So they've got that going on. Now they need to take advantage. They need to make a big play downfield. Look at it. 15 pass yards. That's just too weak. They're not going to be able to win this football game if they don't start getting some big plays from their receivers downfield.
Now the Cowboys winning the time of possession battle by nearly 2 minutes, something they have not done in their previous 4 games. Micah Noor will get things started in the second half. Michael Bates from the 3. Bates forced back after a 19-yard return. So the Carolina Panthers will begin at their own 23-yard line.
Kenny, this has been a ground game. We talked about Emmitt Smith's average, but you look at it on the other side of the ball, and Biaka Batuka has averaged 4.5 yards a carry himself. I would suspect, though, that now we're going to see the Panthers in more of that West Coast passing offense.
Our line 9 of 14 in the first half. Play action on first down. And a shovel pass intended for Biaka Batuka. Incomplete.
No, we've talked about this strategy all game long, and I like what the Cowboys are doing. I like the way when it's a pass, they're rushing only 4 men. They're focusing on the coverage, and they're making Steve Berline hold that football. They're knocking off the timing of the receivers with a lot of men in coverage.
Second and 10 from the 23-yard line. Biaka Batuka cutting right. And he was upended by the left quarterback, Felipe Sparks, coming up to make the tackle.
You know, Chris Collinsworth at halftime said that the Cowboys weren't playing the kind of aggressive run D. Watch this. They make these guys go man here, and then they send the safeties right up into the line of scrimmage. So they actually played almost a 9-man front on this play to really pressure the running game. And it's a nice tackle by Sparks for a corner.
Panthers 3 of 7 on third down. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 9.
Oh, that was nicely played.
Erline looking for Muhammad, Darren Woodson, and Ryan McNeil on the coverage.
I think it was Dewan Hawthorne, Kenny, who had that coverage. I mean, and he did it beautifully. And watch him right here. He's on the slot. And look at this. Watch him just time it perfectly. And he kind of floats his body out there and slaps that ball down. That was really good.
So the Panthers forced a punt on their opening possession of the second half. And a fair catch called for by Tucker at the 34. A 43-yard punt by Walter.
It's all Emmitt Smith. Look at this move. Wow.
Cowboys from their own 34. And Smith is bottled up after a short gain by Tim Morabito.
And you can bet that one of the adjustments the Carolina Panthers made at halftime, they look at it and they say, hey, look, these guys can't throw the football on us, so let's move Mike Minter, our safety. Same thing we talked about with the Cowboys doing with Darren Woodson. Let's move Minter, our safety, up, make 8-man lines, and let's force them to throw the football.
And Minter made a couple of big plays in the first half. Empty backfield, 2nd and 8. Aikman's pass, Warren bobbled it. Ball bounces up in the air, and it's intercepted by Dean Wells.
Remember how I said in the very beginning of this game that Troy Aikman needs some help? Watch the blitz come. The blitz is right in Aikman's face. He delivers this ball perfectly, and Warren just bobbles it, and it's Minter's hit that just skyrockets that ball so Wells can pluck it from the air. Watch it here. That ball is perfectly thrown. He bobbles it. It's Minter's hit. There it is.
Third career interception for Dean Wells. And now the Panthers start from the Cowboys 39. Empty backfield, 3 receivers set. Erline rolling right. Keeps it himself and gains 5 yards down to the Dallas 34. Dexter Coakley made the stop.
And one of the things that a defensive lineman feels comfortable doing when they're rushing against Steve Berline is coming underneath on the block. And so Alonzo Spellman up here, watch him. He can come under that block, and he gets the pressure on Berline because they're not afraid of Steve Berline running around out here. He's not like a Dante Culpepper or a Cade McNown or a Donovan McNabb.
3 wide receivers on 3rd and 5. Berline over the middle to Bianca Matuka. First down, he lost it. He lost the football. He fumbles for the 3rd time today, and the Cowboys have recovered.
If the Panthers are not successful today, they are only going to have themselves to blame.
This mystery of the mystery. Tamunga Bianca Matuka, 3 fumbles today. Panthers have lost 2 of the 3.
And watch Baron Wortham, number 57 for the Cowboys. He's the guy. Look at him. See right there. He stripped that thing out of there. That's an excellent defensive play by Wortham.
So each team turning the ball over early in the second half as Emmitt Smith is hit for a loss by the middle linebacker Lester Towns.
Now, Lester Towns was the last pick the Panthers had in their draft, a 7th-round pick, and he has played pretty well. He's very aggressive, and sometimes he's almost too aggressive because the Cowboys will take that aggressiveness. They'll run a play action to draw him to the line of scrimmage and then throw the pass in behind him.
Aikman rolling right on 2nd and 11. And Ismail able to come up with it. Nice catch by Rocket Ismail. Close to the first down. Needed to get to the 28-yard line.
Well, this is the beginnings of what they need. Ismail right here, he breaks back to the inside, almost falls, but he's able to do a nice job of hanging on to that football.
Here come the chains. And Ismail did pick up the first down. Ismail bothered by the sprained left ankle. Cowboys already without Joey Galloway. They lost Galloway for the season, week 1. Wayne McGarity out with an ankle injury.
It was interesting talking to Eric Davis, who used to be a teammate of Ismail's. He felt that with an injury, he was going to be seriously injured.
Good second effort. Emmitt Smith up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 6.
And sometimes the thing that Emmitt Smith gives you is a small thing, and you don't realize it. But he picked up 2 yards after he was hit on that play. And if you add those 2 yards up over a game, all of a sudden that's 20 or 30 extra yards that Emmitt Smith gives his team.
Second and 4. Smith looks to turn the corner, and he lost a couple. Dean Wells chased him out.
I'll tell you, Dean Wells not only chased him out, and we've seen the Panthers do this on the perimeter all game long. Watch how he comes up. Watch Wells right here. Watch him come up and just blast the guard, Solomon Page, right back into Smith's path.
Three wide receivers for the Cowboys on 3rd and 6. Aikman's pass again. It's Ismail. And again, he's close to the first down.
Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman again with nice time on this play. And I think Ismail was about his 4th choice as a receiver. Watch Allen. He's working on a stunt. He picks up Jay Williams. He's got Sean Gilbert, and then he knocks Sean Gilbert. And so Aikman has a lot of time, and Ismail's able to drag all the way across the field to pick up this first down. He's hobbled again.
From the 40, Chris Warren up to the 43-yard line, a gain of 3. His former teammate in Seattle, Eugene Robinson, made the tackle.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about earlier. Remember, we said 8-man front, so it's a safety, and that's Eugene Robinson. What's he doing up there around the line of scrimmage? Well, what's happened is the Panthers have said, we will let Doug Evans and Eric Davis cover their receivers. We're not worried about it. We'll bring a safety and help stop the run. Well, this time it's Minter. There he is right there, 30.
2 tight ends in the game. Emmitt Smith, first down into Panthers territory, down to the 38-yard line. A gain of 19 yards. Hannibal Navies finally made the tackle.
You know, Kenny, once again, Emmitt Smith, good run, but watch the blocking here. Look at Stepnowski come out. He gets the linebacker, and that whole line was just washed down by Flozell Adams and Larry Allen. They collapsed the line.
$19 yards on the play. From the Carolina 38. Smith cutting back inside. Close to another Cowboys first down.
Is Emmitt Smith in a rhythm? Well, you know how players always talk about, I need to be in the game, I need to get a rhythm, and he's got a rhythm right now. He's setting up the defense. He's running one way, setting him up, cutting back the other. He's seeing his holes, he's taking advantage of them, and then at the end of the play, he's finishing it with power.
And Emmitt Smith has hit the 100-yard mark this afternoon on 17 carries. Takes a breather. Chris Warren replaces Smith and works his way down to the 22. 65th career regular season 100-yard rushing day for Emmitt Smith. He is now third on the all-time list.
Almost twice his average so far this season today. And again, you keep going back to it, but this offensive line, these guys right here have done a nice job opening up holes for Emmitt.
Aikman with time on 2nd and 5. Hits the tight end Jackie Harris, forced out of bounds by Dean Wells after picking up another Cowboys first down.
You know, what we're seeing in the passing game is Troy Aikman looking for alternatives, because he doesn't have Rocket right now. Rocket hobbled off, and so his wide receivers are even less likely to get open, Rocket being the best one they have. And when you do that, you've got other options, and Jackie Harris has proven to be the best other option Troy Aikman's got. Harris came into this game as a leading receiver for the Cowboys.
Without Ismael, 2 tight ends, only 1 wide receiver on 1st and 10, as Chris Warren gains 5 more yards down to the Carolina 10.
Now, Eugene Robinson did a nice job of filling up and tackling Warren. And you see this drive. You see the rushing yards, and that will really wear out a defense.
Robert Thomas, led by a trio of Panthers on the 12th play of the drive. Cowboys using the clock, and they have a big edge in time of possession. Third and 4 coming up. Cowboys can pick up a first down without reaching the end zone. 3rd and 4 from the Carolina 9.
The Cowboys on that last play made the mistake of trying to run that ball at Reggie White. I mean, he collapsed the line. He pushed Derek Williams right back into the play.
On 3rd and 4, Aikman saw something he did not like, calls timeout.
I think he saw the play clock. Rocket Ismael, bruised calf.
His return today is questionable. So the Cowboys send out McKnight and Brazel as the wideouts. 3rd and 4 from the Panthers 9. Aikman looking end zone. Doug Evans on the coverage. James McKnight, the intended receiver.
You know, Kenny, this is the big play that head coach Dave Campo was talking about. You know, James McKnight runs right here to the corner. He's covered. He's got to leap up. And a big play as he leaps up and makes that catch. It's good coverage by Evans, but Dave Campo wants somebody in the passing game to step up and really exalt themselves.
Tim Cedar gives the Cowboys a 3-point lead, connecting on a 27-yard field goal. And Dallas jumps out on top, 13-10. They used up nearly 8 minutes of the clock on their last drive.
Well, they did it on the ground game. Their offensive line, you can see a lot of them there. They control the ball. Look at this. I mean, they've already matched their time of possession for their season average.
And they have kept their defense off the field. Michael Bates. Bates out to the 29-yard line. Mario Edwards made the special teams stop. We'll be back in just a moment. Troy Aikman taken down. And the Panthers celebrate 26-17 over the Cowboys. Their first and only playoff win. They beat the defending Super Bowl champs. Carolina then ran into Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. Packers went on to win the Super Bowl. Bianca finds some space, picks up the first down, and holds onto the football.
This is a nice job of blocking by the Panthers offensive line. And there's a huge hole for Bianca Batuka up here. Look at this. It's a draw play, and they open that thing wide up. Nice open field tackle by Darren Woodson at the end. Granted, it's 10 yards downfield, but he lowers the boom on Bianca Batuka.
From the 41, it's Bianca Batuka again, and this time hit for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, and that's the kind of gap integrity that the Cowboys defense needs, because you saw what happened on the last one when they didn't have Darren Woodson up in the line of scrimmage. Woodson made the tackle on that one. When he was back, he had to make the tackle 10 yards down. This time they moved him up, 8-man front, and he was there.
You like that term, gap integrity?
I do. It's kind of fancy.
We heard it for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
It's fancy for a old defensive lineman.
2nd and 11. Berline over the top to Muhammad. Aaron Wortham made the tackle.
You know, one of the things that I think the Cowboys defense has done a pretty good job at today is containing Muhsin Muhammad and Donald Hayes. We haven't called their names very much. Most of Steve Berline's passes have had to go to the underneath receivers.
Muhammad's caught 2 balls today. Hayes only 1. 3rd and 5 from the 46. 3 wide receiver set. And Berline's pass is caught by Muhammad for the first down, all the way down to the Cowboys' 27-yard line. A gain of 27 yards. 3rd catch of the day. 2nd in a row for Muhammad.
Well, the Cowboys defense rolls the dice. They come with the blitz, and that means man-to-man coverage downfield. You see the blitzers right there? Berline does a great job of backpedaling until the last second until Muhammad can clear underneath, and he dumps this ball off just before Coakley can get to him.
So the Panthers move the chains. 1st and 10 on the Dallas 27. Berline calls timeout with the play clock winding down. With 1:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the Panthers trailing the Cowboys by 3.
Kenny, we talked about Steve Berline's targets today, and you see that Bianca Batuka has gotten most of the catches. And then there's Muhsin Muhammad, the only receiver in the top 4. And then it's Walls, Floyd with 1, Hayes with only 1.
Berline 12 of 20. So Bianca Batuka with 108 total yards of offense, but he's fumbled 3 times. 1st and 10 from the 27. It's Muhammad again, his 3rd straight catch. Felipe Sparks came up to make the stop. Well, next week, Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader begins with Terry, Howie, JB, and Chris on America's favorite pregame show. Then Stephen Davis and the Redskins take on Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. Some of you will see the Giants and the Falcons, plus other regional action. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. 2nd and 9 off the play fake to Bianca Batuka. Berline makes the connection with Donald Hayes, his 2nd catch of the day. George Teague made the stop.
Boy, this is a nice job of Donald Hayes. Well, he's just going to break right across the middle. Now, he knows he's going to get walloped if he catches this ball, and he does. But he catches it anyway and takes the hit. And Hayes is a big-bodied guy who really has a nice knack for leaping up. He's 6'4" and making a tough catch.
3rd down and 1. The end around to Muhammad. And Muhsin Muhammad has the first down on 3rd and 1. Dexter Coakley made the tackle, a 3-yard gain. And as the end of the 3rd quarter, Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station. Boys scored the only points in the 3rd quarter. They now lead the Carolina Panthers by 3. And Tim, the Panthers once again became a passing team in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's what we said we thought would happen because the success they had right before halftime throwing the ball, that's what Steve Berline's doing right now. They're doing a nice job mixing up the run and the pass, mostly pass, and they're knocking on the door right now.
Panthers on the move. 1st and 10 on the Cowboys' 14-yard line.
And look, this is a big switch, almost a total inversion between the first half and the second half.
First play of the 4th quarter is a pass. Penalty marker on the play as Berline hits the tight end Wesley Walls for a gain of 5. Johnny Greer with the signal. It's against the Panthers.
Pass interference. Number 21. Offense. Still first down.
Yeah, and that was a pick play because Biaka Batuka actually came off and blocked linebacker Darren Hambrick downfield. And his block is what sprung Wesley Walls free. You know, watch it here. Here's Biaka Batuka. Watch the block. I mean, he blocks Hambrick. And Hambrick's trying to. Hambrick is supposed to be bracketing Walls. It's supposed to be Hambrick on one side and the inside linebacker on the other. He can't do it because he got blocked.
Instead, the Panthers force back 1st and 20 from the 24. Biaka Batuka up the middle, wrapped up by the University of North Carolina product, Greg Ellis.
And this is the kind of play that Greg Ellis needs. And we saw him have some trouble earlier on. This is called gap integrity. Watch him here. Watch what he does. Watch him come down the line of scrimmage, control the line of scrimmage. There he is. He doesn't get cut down. He stays on his feet. That's his gap. He's there, and he makes the tackle. Good job.
Gain of 3 by Biaka Batuka. Now 2nd and 17. 1 minute in, 4th quarter from Charlotte. Berline can't find anyone. Berline wrapped up and another late hit. A penalty marker as Berline was thrown out of bounds by Dexter Coakley.
Oh, they're giving him a face mask. I was going to say, I couldn't believe that was a penalty. But now they're saying that he got caught by a face mask. And again, this is not something that's reviewable.
Coakley says, I grabbed the shoulder pads.
Now maybe one of the other officials saw it. And we'll try to take a look at it. And, you know, I thought he did grab him by the collar and not by the face mask. And well, let's see if one of the officials overrules.
There's no infraction for face mask on the play. The collar was grabbed.
Good job.
Still 3rd down.
Good job by the officials. Watch it here. Watch his left hand, and he's going to grab Berline by the collar. You see that? And the face mask is not involved. I could see why they would have called it and thought it was a face mask because his head spun around too, but you can see his hand clearly did not hook the mask.
Berline gained 8 yards on the play.
They fixed that call, and they didn't even use replay.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 9 from the 13. And Berline's pass is caught by Muhammad about a yard shy of the first down marker.
You know, I think the Cowboys learned earlier when they tried to blitz. This time they're dropping people. Watch Chad Hennings right here. He's going to drop off into coverage. So they don't even rush 4 defensive linemen. They just rush 3. So there's a nice zone right down here. So if Beuerlein does complete the pass, they can stop it and force the field goal.
A 23-yard attempt for Richie Cunningham. And Cunningham's kick straight through. So the Panthers have tied it. Early fourth quarter. We are tied at 13. Beautiful afternoon in Charlotte. Sold out crowd at Ericsson Stadium. Cowboys and the Panthers tied at 13. Short kickoff by Cunningham. Taken at the 20-yard line by O.J. Santiago, the tight end, the former Atlanta Falcon. One of the up men for the Cowboys. A 23-yard return after the short kick. Coming up next, the second part of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Redskins. Bonus coverage for the folks here in Charlotte. You will see the second half of our doubleheader between the Redskins and the Bucs.
And you're going to see 2 good running backs in that game and also 2 good defenses. The Redskins defense is so much better with Deion Sanders, the former Cowboy, and Bruce Smith.
From the 33, the pitch back to Chris Warren.
Well, that's good defense.
Tim Morabito, the first Panther to wrap him up. What's going on with the Giants and the Titans, JB?
Unable to get much going on the ground. Take a look at what the Giants decided to do. Go to the air. Ike Hilliard, post corner route. He hauls it in, 14-yard reception. 21-7, though. Titans start of the fourth. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Thanks, J.B. Collins, a former Panther. And J.B., great job today on your interview with Terrell Owens. That was as good as it gets.
Terrell Owens involved in the controversial touchdown celebrations in the game in Dallas last week. Aikman's pass to the outside to the tight end Jackie Harris up to the 39-yard line, a gain of 5. Eric Davis, Dean Wells on the stop.
And Troy Aikman's lack of receivers being open downfield, wide receivers, is becoming more and more obvious. His numbers today aren't good. Now, those interceptions, you do have to remember, one was the Hail Mary and the other one was the popped up ball that was in Chris Warren's hands.
3 wide receivers, 3rd and 4. Nearly interception number 3, a penalty marker. Eric Davis on the coverage and a penalty flag on the play.
Boy, Eric Davis read that and broke on it.
Pass interference, number 82, offense, it's declined.
Yeah, that was actually a good thing by James McKnight that he did interfere. Otherwise, Davis would have had that ball, and it was a Carolina interception. Now, McKnight's got to make this break, and he's got to make it sharper, and he's got to get better position. I mean, you may think this is a bad pass by Aikman. Well, you're wrong. I mean, McKnight's got to run a crisper route. He's got to break in front of that defender, and the ball's there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
Michael Bates back deep once again. On the punt return, he calls for a fair catch. Eric Davis was back there the last time. And the Panthers will start from their own 14. Albert, Tim Green in Charlotte. Early fourth quarter, Cowboys and Panthers tied at 13. And now the Panthers go back to work from their own 14-yard line.
This is an offense right now that has achieved excellent balance with the run and the pass.
Panthers keep it on the ground on first down. Bianca Matuka tackled by Darren Hambrick. And right now for another NFL update, James Brown.
Kenny and Tim, I think Randy Moss wanted the ball today, and guess what? Culpepper obliges. Moss throws his hand up saying, I'm open. Howie says he feels he's always open. Well, he caught that one. Minnesota on top, 17-10. That in the third. Take it back to Kenny and Tim. There's a lot of love from the guys to you here in the studio.
Well, I love them back, but don't tell anybody. Hey, and that Moss play, Kenny, that's what we were talking about that the Cowboys haven't had. That kind of leap in the end zone, make a big play in the passing game.
On 2nd and 5, the pitch to Biakabatuka. Gains 2 up to the 21. Baron Wortham made the tackle. Randy Moss came into the game today with only 1 touchdown in 3 games. He has 2 this afternoon.
Well, that's exactly what Howie was saying. He's always open. You know, this guy here, Brandon Noble, he's really had a nice game, hasn't he? I mean, we've seen him all over the field, and his contribution to the run defense has really been good. Someone's down there.
Felipe Sparks is the injured Cowboy. So we'll step out with 9.5 remaining in the 4th quarter from Charlotte.
They
Green. And picking up, replaced by rookie Kareem Larimore, who started the first 4 games.
Yeah, Larimore benched after last week's performance, after he really struggled against the 49ers. It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers come right after. No, they're lining up in a running formation for this 3rd and 3 conversion.
Muhammad in motion. Off the play fake.
They went right after him.
Burline. Oh, he's hit. Darren Hambrick coming together with Burline.
I think the Panthers picked this up. And Kenny, watch this here. They motion Muhammad, and they wanted to throw this ball right here to Larimore, but the safety rolls over the top, so there's coverage right there, and Burline has to make it on his own, which he does.
He did pick up the first down, and Felipe Sparks has checked back into the game.
And what that does is that allows the Cowboys to take that safety again and move him back into the run game instead of giving him coverage over the top for Sparks.
Muhammad in motion from the 24. Up the middle, Biakabatuka. Across the 30 to the 31. Baron Wortham along with George Teague.
And did you see that ball pop out of there after the play? Now, it was after the play. But see, Biakabatuka with his 3 fumbles today has made himself a marked man, because now what the Cowboys are saying to themselves is, hey, we can win this game just by stripping the ball. Watch Teague come in here at the end. Look, see Teague? See him? Watch him rip this ball out of there. You see that? Now that play was over, but that is what Biakabatuka has invited these guys to do.
125 total yards and a touchdown, but 3 fumbles. Burline airing it out, and a flag, a late flag. Donald Hayes, the intended receiver, Ryan McNeil, on the coverage. Cowboys have been called for a league-high 6 pass interference penalties this year, and this could be number 7.
Interference, number 47, defense. First down.
Well, Steve Burline reads man-to-man coverage, and he reads it not because of what McNeil does, but because of what Sparks does. Watch the motion here, and watch Sparks. You see that? That tells Burline, hey, I've got man coverage here, and I've got man coverage here, and he wants to throw this ball to Hayes the whole time. And there's the grab right there. Just a little grab on the shirt, and it's a nice call by the officials and a nice read by Steve Burline.
Burline hits Hayes down to the 34. A gain of 5 on first down following the 30-yard pickup on the pass interference penalty.
You know what the Panthers are doing right now is they are attacking the Cowboys cornerbacks. They're attacking them with the pass, and they're also attacking them with the run, because that last play there, that little hitch pass, that's basically a challenge to Felipe Sparks. You go ahead and try to tackle Hayes in the open field.
2nd and 5 from the 34. Berline again looking for Hayes, but the pass was batted down.
Yeah, and I believe it was Michael Myers who got it. Myers is going to be right in the front here, number 94. You see him right there? He jumps up, great penetration. And it's a nice play. Again, they were going right after the cornerbacks.
Three wide receivers, Isaac Bird in the game on 3rd and 5. From the Cowboys 34, Panthers keep it on the ground with Bianca Matuka, and he leans forward for the first down on 3rd and 5. The Panthers move the chains. Well, just to be safe, Johnny Greer calls for the chains. Ball spotted just inside the 30-yard line.
Tell you, that was nice acceleration by Bianca Matuka. I think he's a little short, though.
Fans want the Panthers to go for it.
Well, I think this is pretty much 4th down territory. The Panthers kicker Cunningham has struggled this season. Until today, he actually missed 2 out of 4 within 29 yards. So they don't have a lot of confidence in him, and they're just going to put it right behind their offensive line and try to barrel for this first down.
Remember, in the 2nd quarter, they went forward on 4th and goal and scored the touchdown. 4th and inches.
They come out in 3 wides. They come out in a passing formation.
Berline on 4th down, and it is broken up.
Darren Woodson. Hello. Huge, huge defensive stand for the Cowboys, and a perfectly played pass defense by Woodson. Look at Woodson. Watch him right here. Look at the reaction. Look at that perfect breakup of a pass. That's as good as it gets. Remember how we said Woodson could cover walls at tight end? Here he's doing it on a wide receiver.
So the Cowboys take over with 6:25 to play in a tie game. After the 4th down play by Darren Woodson, Cowboys take over at their own 30-yard line. Emmitt Smith on 1st down, looks to cut outside and loses a yard. Jason Peter made the stop.
I'll tell you one thing that has not worked for the Cowboys today is running to the outside of this Panthers defense. Almost every time they've tried to get to the perimeter, the defense has run them down, and they've not only made the play, they've knocked them backwards.
Second and 12 from the 28. Aikman to the tight end, Jackie Harris up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 7, 3rd and 5 upcoming. But first, a Fox NFL update with James Brown.
Kenny and Tim, you guys have a tie ball game there. Tie one at the Pontiac Silverdome. Take a look at Batch on a keeper. 5 yards to pay dirt. Detroit has answered every Minnesota score. It's all tied at 17. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Thanks, JB. The Vikings, one of 3 undefeated teams, along with the Rams and the Idle Jets. Third and 5. 5 minutes to play. 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Aikman's pass to Warren, and he extends the ball across the 40. He was tackled by Lee Woodall, but Warren had the presence of mind to reach over, and he picks up a first down.
You know, Kenny, we're watching this passing game of the Cowboys really be curtailed. He's not throwing to the wide receivers. He's going to Warren. He's going to Jackie Harris. But, hey, those guys are doing the job. It's a nice catch by Warren and a great effort to pick up that first down.
Cowboys wideouts have only 4 receptions today. Ismail, who was knocked out of the game, has 3 of the 4. Up the middle, Emmitt Smith into Panthers territory to the 45. A gain of 14 yards before he was finally taken down by Eric Davis.
And this is where the Cowboys want to run the football. They want to run it straight ahead. Look at the blocking here. Look at that wall and the hole open up. And then Emmitt Smith dodges the safety to make it a real big gain. Watch this blocking. Look at Larry Allen. Look at Clarence Jones. Look at that. I mean, Clarence Jones, Flozell Adams, excuse me. Switch teams on me. Great blocking, great running.
Well, Jones has been around the league. From the 45, Harris shifting. And the play is blown dead. Penalty markers on first down. Emmitt Smith, the guilty party.
Yeah, he did just a bit of a dip in his knees.
Titans now lead the Giants 28-7. Vikings and Lions, as JB told us, now tied. As we take you around the NFL, 47 points for the Rams, and they still have 13 minutes to play. Colts by 6 over the Bills. And now the Cowboys
Dallas
call timeout.
This is a 30-second timeout.
With 3.5 remaining, fourth quarter. We are deadlocked at 13. Our game going right down to the wire. So are some of the races in Major League Baseball. AL West still up for grabs. American League wild card still up for grabs. Yankees waiting to find out who they will play in the American League Division Series. And we will have Game 2 for you on Fox this Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. If Oakland wins their game today over Texas, they clinch the West. The Cleveland Indians still alive for the wild card. So these 3 teams going for 2 spots in the playoffs.
Yeah, and talk about a dominant team. And the Yankees have won 3 out of the last 4 championships, really reminiscent of this Cowboys team back in the early 90s, where they won 3 out of 4 years in 92, 93, and 95. So if you want to see a dominant team, a franchise, you got to tune in and watch it. You got to see the Yankees of the late 90s, early O's.
Early O's. Yankees struggling as of late, but you get the feeling that they can just flip the switch come playoff time. 1st and 15. Aikman swings it out to Emmitt Smith. And a nice job by Doug Evans making the tackle after a gain of just 2.
Well, the last time Doug Evans had to face Emmitt Smith in that kind of open space, Smith scored a touchdown. And this time, Evans did a nice job of lowering his center, dropping down, and wrapping up Emmitt Smith around the ankles.
Under 3 minutes to go. 129 yards in all for Emmitt Smith. On 2nd and long, Aikman floating one to the sidelines. And the catch was made by James McKnight. And the question now, where will the officials spot the ball? And the answer is the Carolina 35-yard line. Close to another first down.
Well, I'll tell you, you have to give credit first to the offensive line. Watch the protection here. And that's Sean Gilbert, Reggie White, and Eric Swan, that they are boxing out. And then you have to give credit to James McKnight. He's being covered by Hitchcock here. He makes the break. He catches the ball. And it's a nice job. So he makes a play downfield.
3rd and 1. Aikman on the keeper. Picks up the first down as we hit the 2-minute warning. Cowboys on the move, approaching field goal range in a tie game.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Yahoo Sports. Fresh sports news 24 hours a day.
Cowboys and Panthers tied at 13. 2 minutes to go. Cowboys have first down on the Carolina 33.
With this game on the line, the Panthers have got their big boys back in. They've got their premier defensive lineman. There's Reggie White. They've got Eric Swan in. They've got Sean Gilbert. So they're putting everything down, and it's right here.
Emmitt Smith up the middle to the 30, a gain of 3. As we send it back to James Brown for this Fox NFL update in Los Angeles.
Kenny and Tim, guess what? Who do you think Dante Culpepper goes to? Take a look at this chuck here, if you will. Who is he throwing to other than Randy Moss? Third touchdown reception of the day. Folks, time permitting, we'll take you to that game, Kenny and Tim, right now. Detroit trailing by a touch. Kenny and Tim.
What a catch.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, we've been talking about Randy Moss all day and the kind of big plays that you got to get from your receivers. The Cowboys haven't gotten very many big plays from their receivers today. I'll tell you what, I admire the way Dave Campo, the head coach, and Jack Riley, the offensive coordinator, have really stayed with that running game. There's Dave Campo there talking to Troy Aikman. But the passing game has not been that successful, but they've been patient enough to go with what has worked. And they've kept it on the ground, 33 runs, 157 yards, so almost 5 yards a carry today. Sometimes it's hard to resist the temptation.
We saw Jack Riley, the offensive coordinator.
Well, we saw half of his head.
Yes. Blocked by the stanchion up in the coach's booth. 2nd and 7 from the 30. Emmitt Smith up the middle. Now remember, Cowboys field goal kicker is rookie Tim Cedar. He has not missed this year. He's 7 for 7. His season-long 44. And the line of scrimmage now the 27-yard line. And on 17, so if the Cowboys do not pick up any yards here on 3rd down, it would be a 44-yard attempt.
Well, if Aikman holds true to form, he's going to be looking for tight end Jackie Harris on this play. In critical times today, that's the guy that he's gone to.
Aikman under pressure, throws it away. Did not want to lose any more yardage via a sack. Sean Gilbert was chasing Aikman, so here comes Cedar, who has not missed. The rookie out of Ashland University, who spent the last 2 seasons as a high school coach and a health and phys ed teacher. Now the place kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. His season long is 44. This will be a 44-yard attempt with Mike and Noor holding. This is for the lead. Officially a 45-yard attempt. And Cedar's kick is no good. Wide to the left.
Now the Dallas defense is going to have its hands full with this Panthers West Coast offense. There you see it. He just shanks it. Just a touch. One of the most effective things we've seen from the Panthers today, and we see Dave Campo's reaction, has been their 2-minute offense. Seifert got a little English into that. You see him with the hips. He got the hips going and the elbows. He looked like he was doing the twist.
Or the bossa nova. The Panthers need to gain about 40 yards to get into field goal range for Cunningham. As Berline took a big hit.
Yeah, Hennings just barreled right through and just crushed Steve Berline.
Each team has only 1 timeout remaining. Tied at 13. 2nd down from the 35-yard line for the Carolina Panthers. Quick drop and the pass over the top to Biakabatuka, but he was met immediately by Dexter Coakley after a gain of just 5.
Nice job by the Cowboys defense. They continue to smother the Panthers wideouts.
On 3rd and 5, Biakabatuka lost it, and then it fell to the ground. Nearly picked off.
Boy, Darren Woodson has had a beautiful day. Run support, pass coverage. Biakabatuka's had trouble hanging onto the ball. Watch this reaction by Woodson. He comes in there, he hits them. Look. Oh, just bounces. Or Darren Woodson has yet another big play.
So the Cowboys will get it right back. Walter to punt. Jason Tucker back deep for the Cowboys. Good hang time. Tucker from the 17 looked up and saw a swarm of white jerseys. 42-yard punt. Chris Mangum made the stop with 23 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Cowboys and Panthers tied at 13. Been a tough day in terms of holding on to the football for the Panthers. Biakabatuka fumbled 3 times. Walter fumbled a snap, resulted in a safety. And a terrific day on the ground for Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys.
And if the Cowboys passing game so far is any indication, this one is probably going to go into overtime.
Aikman takes a knee. So we are headed for overtime here in Charlotte, with the Cowboys and the Panthers tied at 13. Each team with a field goal in the second half, and Cowboys kicker Tim Cedar missing in the closing moments here in the 4th quarter.
Troy Aikman in the Cowboys passing game, as he just said, has struggled all game to press that ball downfield. So I like Dave Campo's decision to just run this clock out. You're on your 15-yard line and just re-rack this thing, because the best part of the Cowboys team today has been their running game.
So now the coin toss.
In overtime, we'll play 1 quarter. First team that scores wins. Each team has 2 timeouts. Dallas calls heads. It is heads. Dallas, they want the ball. Kick this way. Dallas has won the toss. Will receive.
So the Cowboys will receive to start to begin overtime. 4th overtime game in Carolina Panthers history. They've won 1 and lost 2. Teams will play 1 15-minute quarter. First team to score wins. 2 timeouts per team. It's the 2nd overtime game in the NFL this season, following the Titans and the Chiefs. Tucker out to the 25-yard line. Michael Bates made the stop.
Interesting choice by the Panthers as far as personnel, not to have now Reggie White and Eric Swan on the field. So those guys are a force when they're in there, but they can only give you about half the game. So now Tim Morabito and Jason Peter have got to fill their roles.
1st and 10 from the 26. Overtime from Charlotte. Aikman's pass is caught by McKnight. Big gain on the first play of overtime, up to the 43. A pickup of 18 yards.
And what the Cowboys do is they draw the Panthers defense up. They've been running the ball. Watch the safety. You see the safety here? And that opens up the middle of the field here for McKnight. And McKnight makes a nice move on the cornerback, and he is wide open.
A big play on first down. Now from the 45, it's Emmitt Smith up the middle into Panthers territory. A gain of 6. Jay Williams made the tackle.
And now look at the two big guys coming in. Here comes Reggie White and Eric Swan into the game, because all of a sudden the Cowboys are driving here. They've got some momentum. They're on the move. And so I think the Panthers wisely put their two big players right in here to start anchoring it down.
2nd and 4 from the Carolina 49. It's Smith again. Pushes forward and looks to have the first down before he was tackled by Lester Towns.
Boy, Kenny, how about the power of Eric Swan? I mean, we talked about putting these guys in, the difference that they make. Watch him here. Look at this. Look what he does to Solomon Page. I mean, he just manhandles him, and it's fortunate that Emmitt Smith is running the other way. His knees are bad, so he can only play about 30 snaps a game. But, boy, when he's playing them, he's a force.
He's had 7 knee surgeries. From the Panthers 44. Aikman's pass incomplete. A penalty flag comes flying. Dean Wells on the coverage.
Pass interference. 95. Defense. First down.
And it was a good call, because Dean Wells had LaFleur wrapped up pretty well. Watch him right here. Look at, see the arm wrapped right around, and he holds him and he half tackles him. Panthers defense right now needs a very big play to reverse this Cowboys momentum.
Line of scrimmage, the Carolina 36 in overtime. Aikman to the far side. And the catch is made by Jason Tucker, forced out of bounds by Eric Davis after a gain of 4 yards.
You know, Kenny, this looks like a whole different offense. All of a sudden in overtime, watch the Cowboys. Watch Tucker. Look at him make this break. Look at the timing pass. He turns around, makes the catch. I mean, we've seen McKnight make a catch. We've seen everything go right for this Cowboys offense once we got into this 5th quarter.
Yeah, they were saving it for overtime.
It's all working for them right now, which is why I said these guys right here, they need a big play.
From the 32 on 2nd and 6, the give to Emmitt Smith. Down to the 29-yard line. Emmitt picks up 3, so it will be 3rd and 3. Remember, Tim Cedar missed from 45 yards out moments ago.
This would be, if they don't get any more yards, it'd be 46. Yep. But I would imagine that they'll run this ball. They'll try to run it. If they miss it, they'll try to kick it again. Missed the first down, that is.
Cowboys call timeout. From 45 in the closing minutes of the 4th quarter, and now a huge 3rd down play, 3rd and 3. Panther fans on their feet here at Ericsson Stadium. Think his heart's pounding?
Oh, yeah. This is when, you know, being a kicker's hard. I always have been critical of kickers because I think their life is so easy, but this is where they really earn their money.
Third and 3 from the 29. Aikman to Chris Warren.
Oh,
Warren down to the 6-yard line of the Panthers. A pickup of 23 yards.
And this is the value of Troy Aikman as the Cowboys quarterback.
And Dave Campos sends out the field goal unit.
Look at the beauty of this pass. First of all, you'd almost expect that they'd run. It's the safe thing. They've run well all day. They send Warren up the sideline, and Aikman drops the ball in perfectly.
24-yard attempt. Tim Cedar goes from goat to hero for the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys win in overtime here in Carolina, 16-13. Their second victory of the season, both on the road.
Kenny, here's the play that set it up. Aikman drops back in a 3rd and 3, and watch this pass. Look at it. He just floats it right over Eugene Robinson's head, right into the hands of Chris Warren. You know, that was the same play that Randall Cunningham threw to Warren in the Redskins game on Monday night 2 weeks ago. And now here's Dave Campo. Yeah, that's what he's been waiting for. And that's what he got.
So the Cowboys will go into their bye week on a winning note. Only their second road win of their last 11 away from home. And a big day, 132 yards on the ground for Emmitt Smith. And he is standing by with our Paul Butler. Paul?
Okay, Emmett, you guys last week written off by a lot of people after the loss to San Francisco. Talk about coming in here to Charlotte and winning this game.
Well, it appears right now, the only thing we can do is play good on the road. But I tell you, this team is hanging in there despite all the critics, all the criticism going on between who's doing what and who's not doing this. We're hanging in there together, and the only way we're going to win it is together, as it showed today. It took all 3 phases today, and we pulled it out.
Okay, 125 yards rushing for yourself and 1 touchdown, 150 a touchdown. How special is that to you?
Hey, I'm trying to win more games.
All right, Kenny, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Paul. So the Cowboys victorious in overtime. They are now 2-3. The Panthers drop to 1-3.
And Kenny, the amazing thing is Cowboys struggle with their pass game all day long. Their run game and Emmitt Smith kept them in it. And then in overtime, Troy Aikman throwing to all his receivers looked absolutely outstanding.
So the Cowboys over the Panthers in overtime, 16-13 here in Charlotte. For Tim Green and our entire Fox crew, Kenny Albert saying so long from Ericsson Stadium. Be sure to stay tuned to Fox Sports for the Visa Game Break with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris right after these messages. And for more information on today's game and the latest NFL news, log on to foxsports.com. Tim Cedar, the game-winning field goal in overtime for the Cowboys.
Hope you enjoyed the game. I'm Scott Lasky, your NFL Sunday Ticket Guide. I'll be back in 30 seconds with
his tackle. And if you run outside and don't block the safeties, you're not going to make them tackle. So you have to run outside, block the safety, and the only guy left supposedly should be the corner.
2nd and 10. This is Allstott on the move. Warwick done. Nothing there again.
You know what happens is sometimes you get yourself in a bind doing that, though. You know, the thing that you do best is run inside. So now you see their weakness is outside, so you try and run outside at their weakness, but it's not your strength. I think that's what the Bucs are starting to do right now.
Bruce Smith is back. Riddell Anthony in the Tampa Bay lineup as they go with 3 wide receivers.
There's Bruce Smith right there, and this is when he's his most dangerous.
Sean King in the pocket going deep. Overthrows Jaquez Green, who had a couple of steps.
So they aren't going to let Bruce Smith just be out on the edge. First of all, they put their tight end, Dave Moore, there. Then they double him with Dave Moore and their tackle.
Deion Sanders and Tony Dungy said last night they were going to directional kick. Weren't going to blow it just right down the field to Deion, and he gets... nothing with 7:23 left to play in the first quarter. Warren Sapp still on the side.
And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
The Chicago Bears take advantage of a turnover and take a 7-0 lead at Lambeau Field early in the first quarter. Cade McNown with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season from one.
Thank you for holding customer support.
I just want to let you know I'll never buy anything from your company again.
I'm sorry, what can I do to help?
Help? I've called you guys 5 times, and every time I have to explain this problem over again.
No,
the last time you asked me to fax my invoice, when I called back, the rep knew nothing about my fax.
No,
then
but when...
I emailed you. You
yeah, ma'am,
thanked
but when
me for writing?
Could you tell me exactly what the problem is?
The problem? The problem?
Hello?
In just 2 days, the series premiere of James Cameron's Dark Angel.
Let me go! No, don't let me go!
Time magazine declares we have seen the woman of the future, and she kicks butt.
Hey, you're kind of cute.
Dark Angel, the series premiere, 9/8 Central, Fox, Tuesday.
Nothing score. The Redskins spread them out. And Johnson drops the throw. Andre Reed. Punt coverage. This is a new.
Here's John McLaughlin here. He's a defensive end. Now, usually you get a defensive back or a little guy out there. He makes a quick move, then he just runs right through those 2 defensive backs. And there's that, what the heck is this all about? I don't want any part of that guy.
Let him go.
They call that outside guy on the punt, the gunner. We're going to have to find another word where McLaughlin shooting cannons when you get guys out there that size.
Tampa Bay has challenged the ruling on the field that it is a completed catch at the sideline.
Tampa Bay has challenged. You heard Walt Coleman say it was a completed catch.
Again, he has to have both feet in bounds when he has control. So it's not only the feet, but it's control of the ball. He doesn't have control yet. No, that's a good challenge.
Yes,
See,
it is.
Yeah, that's not a complete pass because they were looking. The official was probably looking at his feet and saw that his feet were in, but he didn't have control. So it's feet in and control.
Tampa Bay had a challenge last week that the NFL, in fact, called and said we were wrong. You were right, meaning Tampa Bay was right.
Well, it was Jaquez Green running down the sideline. They said he stepped out of bounds, and he didn't. And they wouldn't let him challenge it because they said they blew the whistle. This one, both feet were in bounds, no control, so this will be reversed. See, they got new shields.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Remember they used to stick a hood over their head or something?
Yeah, they had to go down in there.
Yeah, and now they just stay outside there. And again, he'll see that thing that we saw already. Tony Dungy, I would think, would win this challenge, and then he won't be charged a timeout.
The second time I looked at it, I'm not sure. I mean, I agree with you, but I'm really not that sure.
You see Brad Johnson scratch his head. He says that for some reason during a football game, he gets a nervous itch. and he just goes and just his head starts to itch, and he has to take his helmet off, and it's scratching. Look at that. He has that down pretty good now.
Yes, he does.
Before, and he said there's something that just comes on game day.
Yep. He's taking a long look at this. Tony Dungy.
That's why you always have to have the official always has to see the feet and the ball. You just can't look at the ball and nor just the feet.
Walt Coleman is going to tell us what he decided after viewing.
That's a lot of time and work and effort for an 8-yard play.
After reviewing the play, the pass is incomplete at the sideline. The player was juggling the ball before he got 2 feet down. Once he gained possession, he only had 1 foot in. That'll be 3rd down. Tampa Bay is not charged a timeout.
Here's what he's talking about. See the ball pop up there.
Yep.
And then now he has control, but then that left foot's out.
Yep. So a worthwhile challenge, 2nd and 10. And they don't lose a timeout.
I don't know if it's worthwhile or not. I mean, you know, I guess would be they lose a challenge.
Yeah.
They don't lose a timeout, but they lose a challenge.
I know, check.
I wonder how many times you finish a game with challenges left. I bet a lot.
Now, I would think if I were doing it, and I never coached with a challenge system, but I would think if I were doing it that I would save it for the second half.
It'll be
unless it was
2nd
something
down
ridiculous.
and 10.
Well, they probably wouldn't have challenged you anyway.
Who wouldn't have challenged? No, I would have challenged them.
I know you would have.
Yeah, I could have had every play that I ever coached. I could have challenged what they said.
Yeah.
And if they didn't say anything, I could have challenged what they thought.
I had that in my book. I knew that. Stephen Davis straight ahead. And moves it about 5 yards up to midfield.
You know, Warren Sapp must have done something pretty bad to keep him out of a big game like this. And
he had to miss curfew.
Yeah, because I think it's something, you know, because sometimes you hurt the rest of your team too by not playing.
Well, that's going on right now. The other guys are playing well, but
yeah, but they're not Warren Sapp. I mean, Warren Sapp is so strong and so quick in there that he gets into that backfield and raises havoc. Oops.
Flag on the play.
I think that's Larry Centers. I think Larry Centers moved before the ball was snapped.
Well, the Bucs were coming on a blitz from the outside.
Larry Centers must have been the hot receiver, and he was trying to get out
Prior
there.
to the snap, false start, 77, offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Trey Johnson.
At 77 and 37,
Yep.
they were both leaving. But again, sometimes you see that blitz come up there, and you know the guy's going to be there, and you see a little movement, so you know you have to move to that side, so you just start to flinch a little. And that's all it takes, because once you get set, the offensive lineman, you cannot move.
3rd and 11. No score yet. Johnson out of the shotgun, fades to throw, and down he goes. Marcus Jones, first to get there.
We just
a Redskin down.
Excuse me, Pat. I was saying we just got a report on Warren Sapp from the general manager from Rich McKay, said that it's a disciplinary action on Warren Sapp, and that the Buccaneers will have no comment on it until after the game. So that's from general manager Rich McKay.
Well, I wonder if he's out for the rest of the day or if it's just discipline for right now.
I would bet that he's not going to play today if they would make that statement.
6:16 left in the first and no score yet. That's Trey Johnson.
Their parents all have great jobs, live in the same neighborhood, same cars, same vacations. So why will some families be paying for college while the rest are praying for scholarships? Some people already know our financial representatives excel at a lot more than life insurance. Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
Applebee's introduces new fire-grilled fajitas from the heart of Texas to your table. Steak or chicken sizzling in a Tex-Mex marinade, served on a platter the size of Texas. New fire-grilled fajitas. It's a taste as American as Applebee's.
His brother was murdered.
I think he was taken out.
And someone is going to pay. Revenge doesn't work.
Sure it does.
Sylvester Stallone in Carter. Rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Life is not a highlight reel. You've got to watch it unfold. You've got to see all the near misses to truly appreciate the power of someone putting the team on his back and carrying us all over the goal line. This is why we watch. NFL Sunday Ticket lets you flip through up to 13 channels of NFL football every Sunday on DirecTV. Never miss a moment. Sign up now and also get our best programming package free for 3 months.
Here we go. The Freaky Links team is determined to uncover the truth behind the strange and unusual.
From the creators of the Blair Witch Project. Stranger things have happened, but not on your TV. Freaky Links premieres Friday on Fox.
Trey Johnson's right here. He was injured on that last play. You'll see him. Brad Johnson falls right into his left knee. You see right there. And then Trey Johnson could feel it coming, but Brad Johnson was pushed into him, and Trey Johnson couldn't get his foot out of the ground.
Carl Williams back to field the punt, signals fair catch, and makes it at about the 22-yard line where the Buccaneers will take over. No scores yet. Trey Johnson having his knee surveyed.
Man, where you been?
Remember last summer we went to the ball game? You said, stay right here. I'll be back with a couple of Bud Lights.
I forgot to come back.
I sat there the entire season.
Wow, 50 games?
You know when I knew you weren't coming back?
When they tore down the stadium! Did you get to keep the seat? I'm kidding. This is my last Bud Light. Wait here.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
When we modified a new Beetle to race in the Pro Rally Series, there were a few skeptics. Cute car. This car is actually very tough. Other than some heavy-duty shocks and a roll cage, it's basically off the showroom floor. We even beat some cars with 200 and 300 horsepower. It ruffled a few feathers.
Cute car.
Thanks.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again? 50. 50. 50. All I got is 41.
Come on. I get it fixed, Donna.
Very funny.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular. By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. And by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
What a beautiful shot. Would you like to live there?
I'd like to visit there.
Yeah, I would too. King fakes to Allstott, throws outside to Patrick Hape. One of the three tight ends the Buccaneers have. There's Trey Johnson.
Let's go back and look what happened again. Watch Brad Johnson here. Marcus Jones is going to come in and hit him. Now, you don't think a quarterback could feel a guy coming? Did you see Brad Johnson just before Marcus Jones hit him? He closed his eyes. He knew Marcus Jones was going to be there, and then look how he gets whipped right into Trey Johnson.
Right down on his back of his leg. 2nd and 7. Sean King out of the shotgun. Throws quickly to Keyshawn Johnson, who makes the reception, but only about a three-yard game. Right now for a game break. Hold it a second. There's a flag down on the field before the game break.
And one of the things that Keyshawn Johnson.
Cade McDowell on a 1-yard keeper takes it across. The Bears on top, 7-0. Let's go back to Pat and John and find out what the flag is all about, Pat.
Flag on the last play, the reception to Keyshawn Johnson. Walt Coleman in conference.
One of the things that Keyshawn Johnson was saying that they wanted to get him the ball early, get him involved early on quicker short stuff. But that was about a 9-yard pass. I think they mean a little deeper than that.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 73. Offense, 15 yards. Still be second down.
That's Frank Middleton.
And Frank Middleton is number 73. He's a right guard. And you're going to see this is going to be a late one. Keyshawn Johnson catches that ball. Now you're going to watch coming from your left right there. Frank Middleton came down and hit Dana Stubblefield.
And so they'll back the Buccaneers up to about the 16-yard line. Maybe the 15.
That was pretty close. I mean,
yeah,
you want you guys to get down there and hustle. And the only thing, I mean, that wasn't a clip or it wasn't anything other than they would have to say that it had to be after the whistle. Talk about intense and tough. That guy right there, John Lynch.
Yes, sir.
We saw there is one intense, tough guy.
This is a timeout, Tampa Bay. You can see there was some confusion going on back in the huddle. And they took a timeout. 4:55 left in the first.
This mystery of the missing $500,000 must be cleared up. And somebody here knows where it is. Plum? Who the blazes are you?
I'm Gus.
What you think this is? Some sort of a game?
Yeah, got it in the Sunday paper.
Clear up the Sprint PCS Glue mystery and you could win $500,000. Get your game piece and great savings in your newspaper and at participating retailers.
It's NFL This Morning on Fox Sports Net.
You should get up and hang out with us because we're going to have some fun.
Let's talk some football. Don't cut to me.
Chris Myers and the Breakfast Bunch get it going.
You were great on Saved by the Bell.
And you never know who'll stop by to mix things up.
I like the hair today, Chris Myers. You look a little like Bob's big boy.
It's broken down to name calling up here.
Okay, we get the point. NFL This Morning. We bring the tailgate party to you. Next Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
The great views of this sellout crowd you're seeing are brought to you today by Monster.com's blimp Trump. Monster.com operates 2 blimps in the U.S. and you can read more details about Monster.com's blimps on their site.
They're keeping a tight end over on this side again for Bruce Smith.
Outside to Keyshawn. No gain, or maybe a yard. They got to get him involved, they feel, but
yeah, and the short, quick stuff I think has to be a little deeper and longer developing.
I think so too.
Although this is bad down in distance, and we're talking about 2nd and 20 and 3rd and 20, and we're talking about bad field position on the -15. So this is no time to try and establish anything other than don't get a turnover. That's probably one of the best things Sean King does.
Out of the shotgun, he'll operate. A low snap, but he feels it without problem. Flag on the play as King scrambled away. Jaquez Green, but the pass is intercepted by Darrell Green. And Darrell Green is down. He's still running, but he's ruled down. A flag on the play.
I think the flag is going to be against Tampa Bay.
I think so too.
So this will probably be an interception. That's going to be holding against the Bucs, so this will be the Redskins' ball. And isn't Darrell Green something? I mean, there is an amazing guy.
Offense, penalties decline. First down.
This is his 18th season, Darrell Green's, and he's had an interception now in every one of them. This is his first interception of the year. Here he is right down here in the bottom of the screen, number 28. You see Sean King starts to scramble a little, and then he knows he has one-on-one in the middle of the field, so he just heaves it up there, hoping to get a jump ball. He gets a jump ball, but Darrell Green comes up with it.
He ran the fastest 40 this year when they started training camp at the age of 40.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He even borrowed a pair of shoes to do it. He said, "Oh, heck, I've been doing that stuff for so long. I know how to do that." Watch Bruce Smith. This is what you do when you go from defense to offense. You go from pass rusher to blocker. And that's an old rule that on an interception, someone always goes and gets the quarterback.
Yep. The Buccaneers came on a blitz. The pass was intended for Albert Connell.
Yeah, and the blitz was John Lynch, and that was right in the area that Brad Johnson was thrown to. Brad Johnson did a good job of getting this ball off because Lynch is going to come right here in his face. And you see it, and it's a good pickup. And Brad Johnson was able to step up and throw it right in there. I think that's why Sellers is playing more than centers, because Mike Sellers is a guy that can play tight end, H-back, or fullback, but is a very good blocker.
And a big guy. Morrell is in the backfield this time. They're trying to screen to him, but the Buccaneers get Johnson. The ball did come out. Bucs is saying they got it. And they did.
Hey, it was a great job back here by Brooks. Derek Brooks had to screen because Johnson was going to go out here. Then he was going to screen back here, and Derek Brooks was right there. Derek Brooks had the coverage. So that meant that Johnson had to put the ball down. Now, when Johnson puts the ball down, watch, it comes out just as he starts to go down.
Yep. It fell out before he hit the ground.
But they were going to roll to the right and throw a screen back here to this side. Now watch Derek Brooks. He's going to feel it back here. He's back here in this other side. He covers it, and then Brad Johnson can't throw it.
Damian Robinson came up with it for Tampa Bay. 1st and 10 at the Washington 25 for Tampa. Keyshawn Johnson was the man in motion. Sean King throwing deep and away and out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Sean King, if you watch him enough, he will throw some of the ugliest passes in the NFL. But you know, again, he's a game manager. He's not going to win a lot of games for you, but he's not going to lose. He's not going to do real stupid things. That time there, although he just did throw an interception to Darrell Green, but that time there was 1st down. He knew he had nothing open, so he just threw it away.
2nd and 10. All start. Good tackle by Mark Carrier.
You know, it was interesting. Tony Dungy was telling, you know, we're talking about that fumble and Mike Allstott fumbling last week, and then the Jets got the ball back and won the game. He said that in college he injured his left wrist, and then he never felt comfortable in carrying the ball with his left hand. So he always carries it in his right hand, no matter where the tacklers are coming from. And he said that gets him in trouble, but that's what he's going to do. He said, but as Tony said, he just has to learn, not if you're not going to carry it in the left hand, at least at the end, put that left hand over it.
3rd and 8 outside to Warwick Dunn. Dunn down inside the 10, knocked out by Carrier.
This is the thing that they like to do is now when you see Dunn get out here, that means that somewhere in here they're going to get a pick, because you see they get a blitz here, so he becomes the hot receiver. No one covers him. The closest guy is the deep defensive back. Now that's what they figure when they bring the blitz, that Warwick Dunn has to stay in and block him. They let the blitzer go and throw the ball hot to Warwick Dunn.
That's Dunn again to the 5, just across the 5. Stopped by Marco Coleman.
This is Tampa Bay football.
Yep.
You know, where they They just play if they're, in good field position. They're just going to ball control, run the ball, throw the little short passes. Look at Sean King there. He's looking at the wristband. He gets the play. They call the plays by number. So he gets the number, then he takes the play off the wristband.
2 tight end setup.
Oops.
A minute 53 as someone jumped. Someone moved too soon.
Dan Wilkinson of the Redskins jumped first, but he's pointing to the Buccaneers saying that they moved. They're saying they didn't.
Encroachment, 95, defense, half the distance to the goal.
That's Wilkinson.
Still second down.
And I think when he runs that far in, you have to call it more than encroachment. But what Big Daddy's saying there is that someone moved or someone flinched. Here he is right here. Now, does anyone move before he moves? The only thing, I mean,
Middleton did move just a little bit.
Well, when you're like Middleton and you're going about 335 pounds, you tip the Toledo's of that, just moving, you could just flinch and you're going to move.
Allstott gets in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, this is where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best, is when they just run right, straight ahead. They started out and they started going to the side, and then they said, okay, we're going to run right at you. And here they are with the umpire come. Now watch what he does here. He has the ball in his right hand, Allstott does, but watch him put that left hand over it. There's no way that on this, that ball is going to pop out of there. And then even look at the end. Even after he's in there, he's going to take one more shot and just put that left hand over it to make sure.
An injured Buccaneer is Middleton.
Middleton was the guy they said flinched on that play that Wilkinson moved across the line of scrimmage, but that was a good surge by Middleton. Middleton, Jeff Christie, Randall McDaniel. And then as Tony Dungy said, we thought about changing from Allstott, but he said he's our closer. Yep. He said in baseball, sometimes you bring a closer in and they hit a home run off him, but he's still your closer. He said Allstott is still our short yardage and goal line guy.
And he has been for quite a few games and quite a few years.
He's pretty good at it,
yes,
too.
he is.
And when he does those kinds of things like that, he's one of the better.
Royals will hold Grammatica for the extra point, which is good.
Yeah, here's Frank Middleton now. You're going to see the right guard there. You see he turns and makes the hole there for Allstott. And then after the ball is beyond him, geez, that looked like the same thing that happened to Trey Johnson. Yeah, they just fell down in his right knee once it was in the ground.
The race for the World Series on Fox begins as the New York Yankees continue their quest for a 3rd straight World Series title in Game 2 of their American League Division Series. Baseball playoffs on Fox begin this Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. He just signed a new baseball contract, or a deal with baseball. So the World Series will be on Fox for this year and 6 more. That's the wild card race. Cleveland won today. Seattle and the Oakland A's playing a little bit later.
See what the Oakland A's did last night? I mean, they scored. They beat like 23.
Yeah.
They had 23 runs, I think. Sounded like like 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points, and a safety.
All kind of things can depend on what happens in those baseball games out west. Seattle and Oakland both still alive.
Pat, anything can happen out west.
Yeah, it usually does. This is James Thrash picking his way out to the 30, just short of it. Jeff Gooch brought him down.
Yeah, we mentioned how the Buccaneers haven't had Warren Sapp yet, but these guys that are in there now with and without their blitzes have sure put a lot of pressure on Brad Johnson thus far. They've sacked him twice. They've hit him 3 times, hurried him once. And, of course, he's had 1 fumble.
And that they turned into a touchdown.
And he had that 1 whip where he got hit, and he got Trey Johnson out of there. So it's been a tough first quarter for Brad Johnson.
Nothing there as the Buccaneers play it tough again for Steve Davis.
Well, you know what they do? They play a lot of cover 2, the Buccaneers do, and then on running downs, they get John Lynch up there, number 47, and he's a strong safety. But when they get him up tight to the line of scrimmage, he's like another linebacker. And this is what they talk about. You see, when they have him back here, they show you a cover 2, but once you start to run, he's going to fire up in there.
Here's Brad Johnson back to throw it. Loops a screen pass over. The ball hit the ground first. No play.
So that'll just be an incomplete pass then. That has to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneers shoe.
Black.
Or an official shoe. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the few teams in the NFL that wear black shoes. And the shoe rule, that was an official shoe. Yeah, that was the umpire's shoe. We have a camera on his shoe too. We have the umpire. You see that? We have the umpire cam and the umpire shoe cam. And that was a picture from his shoe. That's something when you go from the umpire cam to the blimp cam in one shot.
And the shoe cam too. Brad Johnson back to throw. Gets it out of there to Larry Centers. Derek Brooks there in a hurry along with Rondé Barber. Trey Johnson has a sprained knee and will not return.
See, that's the thing that the Buccaneers do so well. You know, we talk about their quickness. You see Rondé Barber there. You see Derek Brooks here. And then when they get there, they have great position and they're great tacklers. So you really, to get a first down, you have to get the ball beyond the first down marker. These guys do not miss tackles.
Carl Williams fields it for the Buccaneers and takes it out to about the 28-yard line, where the Bucs take over. 1 second.
You know, we talked about the hits that Brad Johnson has taken. He's getting pummeled today. I mean, they have to do a better job of protection, or he's not going to be able to finish this game. But he took a shot last week from
Jackson that time. Excuse me.
You know, he took a shot last week in the Giant game. Remember, he completed that post down the middle, and I think it was Jesse Armstead that hit him, but he said during the week he had to go to the x-ray shot. I said, well, what they x-rayed? He said, just the whole front of my body.
Everything.
But all his parts were still intact.
King throws high for Jacquez Green. That's the end of the first quarter with the score Tampa Bay 7, Washington 0. Fox NFL Sunday from Washington will continue after these messages.
Andy, you know these heat wave cores belong in the bag.
The exclusive
Chicago or Seattle in the AL Division Series. The baseball playoffs begin this Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on Fox.
Yankees ever going to get out of that September swoon?
Boy, I tell you, they've lost, what, 15 of their last 18 coming into this afternoon. And they won't know who they play until later on this evening. Dorsey Levens. Can't find any running room. Brian Urlacher catches him in the backfield. Baseball scores early, and that Oakland-Seattle, those are the two scores that matter. If Oakland wins today, they win the AL West. Seattle needs to win in order to win the wild card. Now, Seattle can lose, and Cleveland can lose. A bunch of other things can happen. But if those two teams win today, Oakland's division winner, and they will play the Yankees in that first-round matchup we mentioned on Wednesday night.
Now, Seattle needs to use some of the runs they scored yesterday. So A-Rod had 7 ribbies in that 21-run outburst.
Favre on play action. Ball tipped, incomplete. Mike Wells got a hand on it.
That's been a familiar position for Favre today, getting up off his Favre.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Family programming, so we have to call it his Favre?
I'm censoring him. He's not happy about it. It's been a rough first quarter for the Packers offense.
Brett Favre just 2 of 7 so far. Not completing anything on third down.
Well, they haven't had any chemistry so far. They lost William Henderson earlier in the first series. That took them off the groove.
They've got to get to the Bear 46 for the first. Pass caught. Antonio Freeman short of the first down. Walt Harris held him right there. He's going to be about a yard short. That will be the final play of the first quarter. The Packers and the Bears. Chicago.
Gives you an idea of the tough time the Redskins have had. 2 yards passing, 17 minus 2 yards, 17 rushing. For a total of 15.
And you'd have to say that this is a defensive battle because neither offense has really done much. And both defenses are playing well.
3rd and 6. King out of the shotgun, just fires upfield quickly. As he saw the blitz coming, LeVar Arrington was unblocked.
And again, when you get an empty backfield and they get an extra rusher, you just have to get rid of the ball. I mean, he saw a receiver there in the middle, but he wasn't throwing to the receiver. He was just throwing away from the deep safety.
Right. Barnhart back to punt. Deion Sanders will field this one at about the 17-yard line. And Deion cuts upfield, a flag on the play.
Tampa Bay wants the directional kick and kick away from the side of the return, which they did. They pinned Deion into the right side of the field here, and the return was on the left side.
And here comes Warren Sapp.
So the discipline for Warren Sapp was the first quarter.
Yeah.
Assistant head coach Herman Edwards was saying, I just can't wait for that clock to tick over.
45 on the return team during the return. 10
Mike
yards.
Sellers.
First down.
It's called for the illegal block. Just beginning quarter number 2.
Field, Kurt Menefee, Brian Baldinger with you. First quarter, Bears and Packers, 10-0. What have we seen so far?
Really, you saw the one big play from Eddie Kennison and the interception by Tony Parrish. Packers really have struggled to get anything started here today. And I think the Bears, right now, playing with the 10-point lead, something I think it's great for Cade McNown because I think it takes the pressure off him to have to go out there and make a big play.
Well, the Packers punt to start this second quarter off. Josh Bidwell to Glenn Milburn. Makes the fair catch at the 11-yard line. James Cameron, director of The Terminator, brings you his new series, Dark Angel. The 2-hour premiere kicks off Tuesday at 9, 8 Central, after the season premieres of That 70s Show and Titus, right here on Fox. Taking a look at the stats from the first quarter. The Chicago Bears putting up big running numbers, but a lot of that coming on that end around by Eddie Kennison.
Yeah, most of it, 52 yards in the end around to Kennison, setting up the field goal. Well, you got to give the Packers credit, though. Defensively right now, the blitz schemes are still working for Ed Donato. Knocked the Bears out down there after the end around by Kennison. In the last series, a lot of pressure on McNown.
Bears beginning from their 11-yard line. Fake the handoff. McNown rolls free. Incomplete. Threw it behind Alonzo Mays, who was open.
Okay, McNown has a lot of room out here on the outside off this bootleg to stop his feet, set, and throw the football. It's a problem that he had last week with it, and when he doesn't do that, the ball sails on him. You see, very comfortable. Rolling out to his left, Cledius Hunt bites on it. No reason to keep running. Stop and throw the football. A lot easier to hit a moving target when you're not moving, Kurt.
After the incompletion brings up a second down. That's Kennison in motion. Flags down. And so is James Allen. Nate Wayne gets him at the line of scrimmage, but check out the penalty flag.
Packers are playing smart football. I mean, they're blitzing right in the middle, right where Allen likes to run.
It'll be an illegal motion call on the Bears.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving prior to the snap. Did not reset before the ball was snapped. The penalties declined. 3rd down.
I believe that's another problem right now for McNown is they use a lot of motion, a lot of formations, to try to confuse the defense and get formations that they like, Kirk. But when the offense moves, the defense moves. And as the defense keeps moving, I think it's confusing for a young quarterback like McNown to decipher what's going on.
And they have struggled so far this season on third downs. They've got third and long. Need the 21 for the first down. Under pressure, he escapes. McNown on the keeper, knocked out of bounds. Santana Dotson. K.D. Williams with the initial pressure once again, and that's going to go in the books as a sack. But we have a Packer still down on the field. That's K.D. Williams.
No, that's K.D. Williams. Can't believe that he didn't get the sack, Kurt. Hey, he's not hurt. He's hurt he didn't get it. You see K.D. Williams here coming right up the middle. The Packers only rushed 4. He has both hands on McNown, and McNown, though, pretty good in the open field at getting away from people. But we're to run right here. Nice pressure by Santana Dotson. Another good job by the Packers defense.
Packers defense.
I'd like to be able to tell you what happened to Warren Sapp and why he didn't play in the first quarter.
He's on Jay Lewenberg there, and they start a stunt. That's one of the things that they do. We said that they're so quick. I mean, they're not the biggest, strongest guys, but they're so quick that they can either make that straight-ahead move or they can make those stunning moves, and they do all of the above.
2nd and 10. It looked as if they were starting something unusual, like a flea flicker or something like
Prior
that.
to the snap, false start.
False
88.
start.
Offense, 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
James Jenkins is number 88.
Yep, here's 88 right here. And you see, oh, yeah, he moved real early. But watch that. It is going to be a flea flicker. See, he handed to Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis was turning back there. It was funny, earlier in the pregame, Norv Turner walked out of the field. There was some fan right down here in front of us yelling at him, "Hey, Norv, use the flea flicker today." He hit about 5 times. Norv, flea flicker.
You think that's why he did it?
Yeah.
Davis dropped it. Might be a good thing.
I don't know, that this disciplinary action hasn't affected Warren Sapp. It kept him fresh for this second quarter because he is sure coming. He's sure coming here. He's beating one guy, then another guy, then the other guy goes back and he gets him again, tackling anything that's in his way.
He's fresh.
He's fresh and playing with reckless abandon.
3rd down. A snap over the head of Brad Johnson, who wisely just fell on it. The snap went flying over his head.
That's when you snap the ball at 12 o'clock. That's Mark Fisher. Corey Raymer, their regular center, is injured and out for the season, and that ball just goes straight up in the air. Brad Johnson didn't have a chance, but he did a smart thing by jumping on it and not letting the Buccaneers get it.
That took him out of field goal range as well.
Yeah, I mean, they make a couple of big plays, and then this happens to him.
Williams feels it at about the 9, where Tampa Bay will take over. Barnhart, the punter. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's right there in the middle of the field, back there in the Redskin insignia. It's going to be against the Redskins, so they're going backward fast. I mean, they had a couple of big plays, and then they have a penalty when they're getting ready to run a flea flicker. Then they have a bad snap.
And now another penalty.
And now another penalty.
Holding, 85, offense, 10 yards, repeat 4th down.
That's a big one. Joe Zelenka, who's the snapper.
And that was the thing we said earlier, that the Redskins, do they have confidence? And I think confidence is a fragile thing. They got a little of it last week, but they had to get it early in this game to keep it, I think. And I think that they're a team that right now isn't playing with a lot of confidence, nor a lot of discipline.
That's right. So Williams back for the punt, standing at about the 15. This time Barnhart gets off another dandy. Signals fair catch. They're right where they would have been. Tampa Bay leads 7-0 with 12.
But Dorsey lowered the shoulder, and that's good to see from Packer fans out of Dorsey Levens, who missed the first 2 games of the season after having off-season knee surgery.
Well, he still isn't healthy. His ankles are bothering him. His knee is bothering him. Just came back 2 weeks ago, but he's Brett's favorite check down target. The check down, Kurt, is after Brett makes his reads down the field in the progressions, Antonio Freeman, Bubba Franks, they're not open. He's going to find Dorsey Levens underneath. He caught 71 balls last year. He's a valuable weapon for him.
Got him the first down at the 38. Favre puts everything into that ball, falls incomplete to Bubba Franks.
Yeah, and look who's covering on him. Urlacher on the coverage. And Urlacher is all over the field. You can never go wrong. You're buying a Chicago Bear ticket of watching Urlacher. He's got the name, he's got the skills, and now he's getting the recognition. I'm surprised he didn't put Franks on his backside, though, just to finish the play off for real good.
Well, if you watch Urlacher, you'll find the ball because he's always around it.
All he's missing right now is a couple of front teeth. If he lost those, he'd really look like a middle linebacker in this rivalry.
Favre to pass. Diving catch. Donald Driver. 18 yards on the play.
Well, he's quickly becoming a big play receiver for the Packers. You know, Corey Bradford has been hurt. Hasn't played yet this year. This kid has been stepping up. Working on the outside by Thomas Smith. Gave him a nice forearm shiver. Oh, nice job of laying out. You might want to review that ball because I don't know if he had possession here as that ball hit the ground, Kurt. Remember, that's the Bert Emanuel rule from last year. If you've got possession, it hits the ground and pops out. It's a catch. I don't think he had possession of the ball.
Well, it won't matter if they snap this ball.
No,
We've got a stoppage in play, as they like to say in hockey.
Well,
and I think just for that very reason.
And if Dick Duran does challenge this, Kurt, it'll be the first challenge of the year for the Bears.
Chicago has challenged the ruling on the field, but the pass was complete.
Now keep in mind, the Bears, if they lose this challenge, will lose a timeout, which will be their first with 11:03 left to play here in the first half. We'll take one more look at it and see whether or not Driver made the catch.
Favre looking across the middle to Antonio Freeman here. He's not there. Driver, nice job of laying out. You can't see it from that angle. This angle right here, I think, shows it, Kurt. Remember, possession of the ball is the ball doesn't move in the hands. Right there, the ball is moving, and it comes loose.
Boy, it looked like he tucked his elbow underneath it to me, Baldy.
It's going to be one of those. Let's see here. The ball hits the ground.
Now, see, he tucks it in. I think it's a catch.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? He might have that arm all the way underneath the ball, Kurt. I thought I saw it move when it hit the ground.
Yeah, I think it's a catch. Now, the thing to keep in mind is our referee, Ron Winter, will look at the same replays that you watch at home. He has 90 seconds from the time he sticks his head into the replay booth to take a look at it as they feed him the different angles from upstairs.
But I think Dick Duran feels some pressure to challenge the call, Kurt. He hasn't challenged one yet this year. There was a play last week against the Detroit Lions, whether James Stewart got in from the 1 yard line or not. It was only a second down run. I mean, they're still going to get another shot at it. But he never challenged the call, and it wasn't a touchdown. Never crossed the goal line last week.
Now, see, he gets his arm underneath, and the other end of it is, remember, it has to be what they call indisputable evidence to overturn the call on the field. The call on the field was that it was a catch, so it has to clearly show that it wasn't a catch to get them to overturn it. So as we sit here and debate whether or not it was, is that indisputable?
No, you know
if
what?
You got to have a debate, it's probably not.
Well, when I first saw it, I thought that the ball was moving when it hit the ground. But I see what you saw. I see maybe that left arm really cradling the ball, getting underneath it right before it hit the ground.
And once again, even if it didn't, if you can have two guys argue and say, yes, he did, and no, he didn't, that doesn't sound to me as if it's indisputable. That's a look at the replay booth, where they send down the replays.
Well, Donald
for the
Driver
official to take a look at.
Said he's become the big play receiver here, averaging just under 20 yards a catch. Seems like every time he does catch a ball, it's down the field, and it's one of these sensational grabs.
The replay official today, Howard Slavin, who used to be a back judge in the NFL, and we're approaching that minute 30 mark. Now, Ron Winter may still be looking at it because they can use it for other issues if they want to figure out where to spot the ball or something else, but here's the call.
Ron Winter is a college professor. He's going to give you a good tutorial right here.
In Michigan State.
After review, the challenge is upheld. The pass is incomplete. As the ball hit the ground, the player did not maintain control throughout the establishing possession. Chicago was not charged with a timeout.
So they call it an incomplete pass.
See that, Kurt?
On the 38.
See that moving right there at the end? When the ball is moving, they don't consider that possession. Any movement of the ball, even though it's being cradled, is not possession.
Well, I tell you, that surprises me.
Well, you know, it might come down, Kurt, to the indisputable evidence, and they have that. They thought that was enough evidence, obvious, to overturn the call. And I think right there, the ball is moving, and that's what they're looking at. They looked at the stripes of the ball, the laces, turning it.
So the pass is incomplete, brings up a 3rd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Fark, big chase, goes down for the sack.
Great coverage downfield.
Urlacher and Philip Daniels both had it.
Well, he's having a good time playing the game, too. And the NFL is going to like this kid. He's just a relentless player. He's got tremendous speed, and now his instincts are really good. I mean, he gets to see the whole thing, and Brett's not going to outrun him. The coverage down the field was great. Tony Parrish was all over Antonio Freeman. There was nobody for Favre to throw the ball to, and that's his first sack today, but 3rd on the year.
I think we're going to have to call up Urlacher the big-time linebacker. Bidwell's punt to Glenn Milburn. Sails into the end zone. 40.
Mark Royals to punt it for Tampa Bay.
Redskins are going to come on a punt block right now because they got everyone up in there to come on the block.
Royals gets it off quickly, and it's a good one. Sanders gets away from the first man down, but they've got him again, hemmed up against the side. He lost the ball. Sanders fumbled. Washington got it back.
And really hasn't gotten to be the threat as a punt returner as a Redskin that he used to be as a 49er and a Cowboy. He was
going to run it, and he's going to take it to his.
He takes it down and doesn't protect the football. You got to know, and you saw the defenders right there. And John Mobley strips it out.
What do? Into this game with an interception already this season. 3rd down has been tough for Bledsoe and the Patriots so far today. 3rd and 5. Little hop, pulls it down, throws complete. Penalty marker is thrown in the backfield. That's out to the 45.
Heading to the end zone, and he's in. And the Dolphin defense strikes.
Meet the Parents, rated PG-13, at theaters Friday.
Back at historic Lambeau Field, the Bears with a 10-0 lead over the Packers, thanks in large part to an interception on the first play from scrimmage. Brett Favre being picked off by Tony Parrish. And took it back to the 17-yard line. The Bears had a short field to work with. Got a 1-yard touchdown run from Cade McNown to go up 7-0 and a field goal to make it 10-zip.
And really, Kurt, since then, it's been all defense, both sides of the ball. Lots of pressure on both quarterbacks.
Bears begin 1st and 10 at the 20. The handoff, James Allen. Oh, boy, is he hit. Darren Sharper on the tackle. We've talked about the history of this series, and Bear running backs have had some great days. November 1968, Hall of Famer Gale Sayers